Proudly sporting my Aldi attire today. This was unplanned, and it may actually go nowhere, but this is kind of typical of my comment section. So before I drop the URL to join the panel, if you so desire, let me recap everyone on what this is all about. So I made a video entitled Reacting to Farming Wild Beige Spreading Misinformation About Veganism. Everything in it that I deal in, for the most part, is just factual information. I'm just clarifying that he's lying. It's like none of it's my opinion, other than you could make the argument that the claim about being able to say that you love animals while eating meat thing, you could do a little bit of shifting to say that doesn't show that like you don't love other animals, etc. What I would say to that though is, why don't you say like, I love animals except those that I eat? Like why like do you purposefully leave it generic, because that implies that you love animals in general? But still, the point I'm making is you can kind of shift around there. It's not exactly a factual thing, but there's always a couple of people who get highly emotional, and you can tell they're emotional because the premises that they put forth are absolutely batshit crazy. And this is an example. So I'm actually going to start at the end here, and the reason why will be obvious, hopefully, in a moment. Here it is. 8 minutes ago. This is from Garuda Legends. I can actually debate you on this live. There are diets that causes less animals to die than the vegan diet. You are just generalizing in the most inaccurate way. So essentially what I'm doing is, he called me, and here I am. 3 minutes ago, I said, are you available right now? I'd be happy to own you via live stream. I've done this for a long time, and this is always entertaining. So let's start with the end here, because he kind of called me out, so to speak. And hold on, I need to check. I've got a lot of shit open right now. Okay, nothing's going on right now, as expected. So the last claim, there are diets that causes less animals to die than the vegan diet. I'm going to challenge you on that one. And it's factually incorrect, and I can fucking destroy it with no effort, because you're just wrong. That's bullshit. I can cite various studies to show you that that's bullshit. Okay, now we can go back and kind of start from the beginning. It all started with, until you vegans stop killing animals for your food, I have no reason to stop killing animals for my food. Don't be hypocrites. Now, the amusing thing about this statement is that I tend to like to cover low-hanging fruit early. That means that I'll cover it in the video itself, and this was no exception. I literally explained why this is stupid and dispelled it, debunked it entirely. Yet he tries it anyway, which tells me one of two things. One, he didn't watch the video. He just wanted to like be emotional about the topic because he's like a proud meat eater, and he doesn't want someone making him, feel bad So he just, jumps in without any knowledge at all. That's one possibility. The other possibility, or there's more than one, he could have just heard it and he just doesn't care, which means he doesn't care about what is true. He's just trying to like push propaganda. And if that's the case, then this will be extremely easy. Or it's at least possible he heard what I said, but he didn't comprehend it. Like he just couldn't understand what I was trying to get across. That's possible. So my response was covered why this is illogical in the video itself. I don't see a reason to state it again. Either you didn't listen or you didn't comprehend. Someone else sort of like who is not a vegan kind of explained that that's illogical and that, yes, often while farming, there are animals that die during the process, but the difference is when they have a bowl at the end of the night, one has corpses of animals in it and the other one doesn't. They are taking steps to reduce their impact on other living things. They are doing what they can to make sure that sentient animals with feelings and emotions aren't intentionally raised in cruelty and slaughtered, which is kind of ding, 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 the whole point. You're trying to draw this fake parallel where like it's black and white thinking. And black and white thinking is the hallmark of people who are either emotional or intellectually stunted in some way because they can't carry like highly nuanced, like cognitive dissonance. They have to like make everything ultra simple. So there's no hypocrisy because one, vegans aren't purposefully causing the death of animals. Like I shouldn't need to say this. It's kind of like self-evident, but I guess I will anyway. I did in the video itself, which is again, like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. It's like it does not compute. Anyhow, so yeah, I'm not going to keep on like it becomes redundant. So like deal with what I said, then we can move on. So then he says, irrelevant until vegans stop killing animals for food. I have zero reasons to stop killing animals for food. That simple hypocrite. This is just idiocy. Like he's not listening. He's not even trying to understand why what he's saying is stupid. I'm not going to continue with the other person who's more on my side. Vegans kill tons upon tons of animals for their veggies, fruit, soy, corn, legumes, seed, nuts, etc. Be quiet. You don't know what you are talking about. And that's talking to the other person. This is me. Dude, can you be honest for once? I covered this very point in the video itself because meat eaters use it to lie to themselves so frequently. Meat/dairy deaths per year, 70 billion. And by the way, that's a conservative estimate from a few years ago. It's actually higher than that now, and I'll go over that in a moment if I don't have the interlocutor in question pop up for the live stream. Plant farming, 7.3 billion. These are the exact figures that I gave in the video itself. It's almost like his brain did not take it in. And that's not entirely the case, and I'll go over that in a moment with his reply to this. So this is me saying it for the second time. You're hilarious for even trying. Also, it's a good idea to listen to the words in the video before using an argument that was debunked in the video itself. Makes you look a lot less foolish. That was the end of mine. Here's the response. That is fake numbers. However, thank you for admitting you kill animals for food. Once vegans continue to kill animals for food, I will stop killing animals for food. Don't be a hypocrite, that simple. So he's strawmanning my position because I did not admit that I kill animals for food, because I don't kill animals for food. It's unintended. You're being disingenuous, which means you're either stupid or you're lying. Either one's not a good look on you. My response. So now you're a conspiracy theorist when dealing with the actual statistics. That's all I needed. Thank you. And then we get to the point where I started, which is I can actually debate you on this live, etc., etc. This is why I'm open right now. Let's see. Hello, CB. I'm going to, I've kind of covered the basics as much as I need to. So now I am going to post the StreamYard link so someone can jump up on panel, hopefully the person who challenged me in the first place. If not, feel free to jump up. If the person that I open this up for shows up, then I'm going to hold you back at least until we're done so that it doesn't become like this big, how do I put it? So that we don't get distracted and people are talking over each other and then I kind of have to be a dick to keep shit on track, etc. I prefer to stay, especially like this isn't an unstructured live stream. So, yeah, it depends on whether he shows or not. But if he doesn't, or if we deal with it and then it's over, I'll open it up to anyone else. And if you care about this topic, this is not a typical live stream that I do every week. This is a special occasion. And that means we're not doing just general talk. This is very specific on the topic of veganism. So if you have thoughts on that and you want to join the panel, feel free. Just give me a few minutes to make sure whether or not this particular person is going to show or not. Thank you for understanding. And now I will post it. I've got to go to my own channel. There might be feedback for a brief moment. And there it was. And there's the link to join the panel. Again, give me at least 10, 15 minutes to see if the interlocutor that I'm looking for will show. Evening, I dig the part about not coming on panel if you're not on topic, but am I allowed to go off topic and chat here? Yes, yes, chat is completely open. You talk about whatever the hell you want. You can call me a ginger, bald piece of shit, whatever you want to do. This is structured, but that only applies to people on panel. No problem. So I'm just going to sit here for now, give it a little bit of time, see how this goes. To be clear, I don't want to straw man or like paint my interlocutor as saying something, blah, 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 that he didn't say. He did not specify that he meant right now. He did not, to my knowledge, he hasn't yet responded to my reply, can you do it now? So it's entirely possible that he can't, like he's not available at the moment, whatever. And if that's the case, fine. While I do enjoy a good civil debate, I do not like to bullshit about my interlocutor's position. Not my style. So for me, in particular, there are health reasons, quite a few of them. Mine, the health aspect is like not that big of a deal to me personally. It's subjective. It depends on you. I don't really care so much about that. I'll eat junk food. Like I'm not like some hardcore health nut. Mine is primarily for moral reasons. If that answers your question, if you would like more an in-depth answer, if you will like be more specific about what you're looking for, I'd be happy to answer it. Sacrifice a blood orange on a full moon. For what purpose? Animals cannot be evil by definition. Evil requires cognition that or a level of cognition that animals do not possess. And I'm not saying that animals are like altogether every single animal is stupid. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they don't require, I mean, they don't have the level of cognition and awareness to be able to understand right and wrong. They typically operate in system one thinking, which is pure intuition. It's all automatic. Like they don't go, hey, I'm going to do this because I'm a bad guy. Like that doesn't happen in the animal kingdom, which means animals cannot be evil. They're I wouldn't say they're moral, they're amoral. They're not capable of morality, which means they can't be. No, like I don't require any additional knowledge than that they aren't set up with the required, how do I put it, hardware in order to do what you're describing. Like oftentimes what humans do is they anthropomorphize other animals and like push our abilities onto them like unintentionally. The concept of evil is something that requires a relatively decent amount of consciousness. Like, I don't think that animals let's at least let's say this. Even if some animals are capable of like a minor version, everything is a spectrum. So let's say that they do something that could be considered mischief, like crows do, for example. You might could make a case of that. Personally, I think that that would be watering down the word evil quite a bit. They're not capable of literally planning out like for instance, we use the term murder, right? Murder presupposes that the person is calculating. They're intending to take a life and they know what that means. We actually have legal definitions that show that it's not actually murder, at least not in the same way, if they're incapable of rationalizing. So it's like, but a lot of people don't apply that same set of factors onto animals, which is weird. So the dog that crossed the highway to save another dog that was hit. So the dog didn't save the other dog because the dog was, quote, good. The dog saved the other dog because it's evolutionarily wired to do so. That is pure system one. It requires no like complex critical thinking. And critical thinking is required, in my view, for good and evil. And by the way, humans do some things like this as well. There are some things that you might consider good or bad that are literally just like an evolutionary drive that pushes them towards something. And some people don't really think, they just do. I don't know if that's true or not. Which Andy, by the way? If you're from Blade Runner anyway. I'm assuming you know the same people that I do, or at least some of them. I do not know an Andy Cornholio. I know an Andy C and an Andy 504, I think. Oh, I don't know. Um, I don't know if he actually said that, for one. No offense to you, but I don't take anyone on pure word alone, especially involving other people. Tends to get into a lot of drama that I'm not big on. But if it's true, some people are sociopaths and literally cannot experience, like, they can understand right and wrong in terms of how other people feel about it, like an analytical or logical way of looking at it, but they don't actually experience the feelings. They can't. Witchy cows or witchy animals, ain't saying they're good or evil or that's the same, but it sure is something. So I guess I have to answer this with uh some information about me, because this is just, you're asking me. I don't deal in anything quote witchy. That's pseudoscience to me. I don't take anything like that seriously. To me, obviously I'm an atheist. To me, people that are like, that believe in magic and astral projection, ghosts, all that stuff, they're, I wouldn't say exactly the same, but they're on par with religious people. It's funny because these very same people will talk shit about the how illogical religious people are, and then they're like, next couple of sentences later, they're like, "Yeah, man, I practice black magic," and I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, are you being serious?" I actually like the taste of meat and dairy quite a bit. Again, I'm not a vegan because of taste. It's not because I don't like it or like the taste of it. Hello, Garuda. You are the interlocutor that I've been looking for. Are you available for live? If you're an atheist, you literally have no basis to stand on, at least from a Christian worldview. We didn't eat meat before the fall. What the hell are you talking about? Have no basis to stand on, at least from a Christian worldview. So, oh, it's circular logic. You are a Christian, so you think that the world is predicated on, like, the Christian mythology, that this is true. So you're, instead of being honest and saying that this might be the case, that you don't know, you're saying it as if it's a fact and then going, you have no place to stand. Hopefully you understand why that's circular and nonsensical. Garuda, if you are available, you can. I should have pinned it. I'm pretty sure I did. But if you're in YouTube or on the YouTube watching the live stream, you should be able to get the URL to join the panel from the pinned comment at the top of chat. If I didn't, then let me know and I will fix that. And what flies in? That's fine. I can interact with chat for the moment. You probably didn't see the beginning of this because you're just now interacting now, which means you didn't see me cover the beginning. When you're done, you might actually want to take like a few minutes just to rewind the live stream and watch the beginning so that you can see whether or not I accurately depicted your words from chat, so that I'm not unintentionally strawmanning you. No, you have no basis because you can't make morality. It's all relative under an atheist worldview. Incorrect. There are atheists who believe in objective morality, and there are atheists who believe in a relative morality or subjective morality. It's really weird that people that are theists think that objective morality is entirely in the purview of the theist. It's also interesting because You cannot, let's say you're a Christian. You may not be, but I think you are based on what you're pushing here. A Christian does not have objective morality. Why? Because you have commandments. It's not even really morality. It's commandments from your perspective, a God. And that God has a mind. That God's mind determined that these things are what you consider objective morality. That can't be objective morality because it comes from his mind. He could have thought otherwise, which means it's subjective. Even in your worldview, like even in all of your beliefs, you have subjective morality. There's no way out of that. In the Christian worldview, we didn't eat meat before the fall, so at least you would have a basis. Well, whether you're Christian or not, humans didn't eat meat for the most part in early times anyway, up until we learned how to cook and use tools, which is why we're capable of eating meat, because it's not due to the way we're designed. We are not designed for being carnivorous, and I can go into insane, a litany of examples of why that's the case. I've been seeing chicken raw. Oh, I'm not going to say that word. Yes, but for one, I don't have a whole lot of interaction with chickens. But for a second, let's assume that you're not trolling right now, and it's true. Even if that's the case, it's literally like system one, especially chickens. They're definitely not capable of like conscious thought. They're doing what they're essentially programmed to do. They cannot be evil or good. A vegan full English Irish breakfast would kind of suck. I've only been a vegan for maybe 6 months or so, but honestly, I've been able to like find really tasty substitutes to almost everything I enjoyed before. Also, it's way cheaper, like way, way cheaper. I save a ton of money in grocery bills. Perfection isn't subjective. Yes, but your concept of perfection is subjective. Perfection doesn't exist other than as a concept that man created. Like, perfection is by its very nature subjective. It cannot be objective. Neanderthals hunted aurochs and they are pre-Homo sapiens. I didn't say anything about Homo sapiens. Neanderthals actually discovered the ability to use fire to cook. So it still falls entirely under what I actually did say. I may take a quick run here in a moment to get another drink. So again, as I said before, I actually was very conservative in the 70 billion animals slaughtered for meat globally every year. Now it's closer to 80 billion. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. You've got a lot of background noise going on.
I'm at an airport, so I'm trying to find a place this way. So I didn't think you would have wanted to debate like at this moment.
Well, I did make it clear that you didn't say right now, but I'm at least opening it up so that it's a possibility.
I would tomorrow because I'll be home around the same time.
So around this time, I'll be home tomorrow, if that works better for you.
Yeah, around the same time tomorrow. I'll be home also.
Okay, we can do that.
All right.
It'll be a lot easier because like it's hard for me to concentrate when there's like a whole lot of background noise going on.
Yeah, me too. Because it's like 1,000, more than 1,000 people there. So.
All right, so I will check with you in the comments tomorrow about an hour before I actually open up a live stream, and then you'll know exactly when, and then we can go from there.
So meaning the video I responded to you an hour before?
Yes. I'll just carry on in that exact same conversation.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. Take it easy.
You too. Bye.
All right. So, like I said, there was a possibility that this wouldn't work out. Let me get him out. There we go. Let's see. Don't like eating meat, but I don't feel sorry for animals. Why don't you like eating meat if you don't have any sort of like ethical problem with it? Due to health reasons? Because there are numerous health factors involved, especially with red meat. By the way, because the primary purpose of the live stream is now done, at least for today. We'll be doing that tomorrow. Anyone who has anything they want to add can now jump on panel. All that I ask, like I said before, is that you stay on topic because this is not a typical unstructured live stream. What the hell? Like I can't relate to that. Meat's like delicious. All right, Garuda, that works for me. Are you trolling? In fact, I actually had to like get used to there's like a sort of addiction involved when you're used to eating meat your whole life. I don't think it's like an actual physical addiction. There may be some level of that, but for me, it's entirely psychological because it's fucking delicious. Not a problem. Again, a lot of people like to pull some bullshit like, oh, you don't know the answer now? That means you lost. That's not true. The entire point is to see whether or not you have like accurate information to back your position. And if you need time to do that, that's perfectly fine. We're not here to show that we're geniuses. We're here to find out what is true. So if you want to dig up some information or statistics or whatever, feel free. Take all the time you need. I don't know. Maybe. Well, it's highly unlikely that I'll ever get the chance to try human meat. Also, I don't know if I would want to because I don't know all the details, but I think there's some sort of, I don't know the science. There's some reason why we don't do that. Not for ethical reasons, but because of like, I don't understand. It fucks your brain up or something. It does something to you. And I don't understand why. Well, even if you weren't at an airport, it'd be fair. Like, again, we're not here to prove we're geniuses. Hello, Andy. You got something on the topic?
Hey, Travis, what's going on? I don't know. I just tuned in. I figured, what the hell? Let me jump up here.
Well, what I'm saying is this is not a typical unstructured live stream. I opened up because I was challenged, but the person that challenged me is not available today. So I'll be doing it tomorrow. So what I'm like, if we're talking about veganism right now.
So, hey, Travis, personally, I'm a meat eater. Are you a vegan or vegetarian meat eater?
I'm a vegan. Yes. So, why are you a meat eater? Is it just for taste or are there other reasons?
Well, I guess the main reason is I was raised that way, and then taste, nutrition, life, pleasure.
Okay. So on the raised that way and the taste, obvious, like can't say anything about that. That's subjective. On the nutrition aspect, there's nothing that you can get from meat that you can't get through a plant-based lifestyle, with the sole exception of vitamin B12, which you can easily supplement for very cheap.
Right. And I don't take supplements, but that's my understanding. You have to supplement a vegan diet to some extent. I don't know.
Yes, just B12. And the thing, a lot of people run with this and they don't know what they're talking about. They're like, B12 is in meat, and that shows that we are designed to be carnivores in a way. And that's not true, because the only reason why we don't get B12 in a plant-based lifestyle now is not due to the way we're designed. It's due to we have changed the way that we farm and stuff. All B12 comes from is bacteria in the soil and the water, etc. We don't get bacteria anymore because we've sanitized. We pasteurize our milk and all that. That's the only reason why we don't get B12 otherwise.
Yeah. Travis, how long have you been vegan?
About 6 months, not too long.
Okay. So, I don't know. I mean, I watch videos on veganism, and I'll be honest, as the years go by, I eat less and less meat. It's been a natural progression, but I don't have a problem with doing it. It's just like, for instance, I don't eat bacon anymore. It's just, I've lost my taste for it. It's not worth the effort, but I do enjoy meat. I rarely eat pork anymore, but I still do from time to time.
Right. Well, like someone in the comment is focusing on the nutrition aspect. So let me be very clear. I am not telling you that being omnivorous and including meat and dairy, etc., in your lifestyle is full stop unhealthy. I would never make that claim. Again, I am a vegan for almost purely moral reasons. I find that it's wrong. And the more I learn about the dairy and the meat industry in general, the more I'm repulsed by it. They're essentially slaves just for our entertainment or our enjoyment. And I think it's wrong.
Yeah, and I've seen that argument, the argument being, if there were alternatives to meat, and you didn't have to eat animals and you didn't know the difference, why wouldn't you change? Well, that would be in a perfect world, which, the substitutes are different, I just, honestly, I've never really tried them, so I don't get the point of it personally.
So what you started with, in a perfect world, we're already in that world. Human beings do not require meat to survive, full stop. Like, it's not a necessity, which means, and I'm perfectly fine with people who are just honest and tell me, I eat meat. Yes, I know about or they just don't know about, like, the dairy industry, what they do, or the, livestock, all that good stuff. They're like, I know about it, but I just love the taste. Then I'm like, of course I disagree, but it's much better than lying and like making up all this shit. Like, humans have to have meat to survive. Like, we haven't needed meat to survive for decades now. That's just not true. So just be honest and say you like the taste. Like,
it's the taste, the texture,
Yes.
I don't have a problem with it. Like you doing vegan, that's you. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth it. It's not for me. But, of course, I don't know what the percentage of vegans in the United States is, but
not very high.
Right. But I don't know how they feel about people that eat meat. From what I can see, it's not a very positive view, and that's kind of what rubs me the wrong way. I mean, it's just, hey Z, what's up?
So Zach,
Wow,
I want to I want to cover ahead of time. This is not an unstructured live stream like I usually run. This is very specific. We're talking about veganism. That's the only thing we're discussing right now.
All right, time for me to now say I was just thinking about this. And then before, when I got cut off, when I had 5%, because my phone is the battery.
Okay. I'll allow you to briefly discuss what was going on then, because it wasn't fair that you got cut off and I muted you. That was sort of messed up. So go ahead.
I didn't just take off. You thought that I had more time, right? Because when somebody says 5% battery, yeah, I did too. But when my phone says 5%, I didn't look at I jumped in and I was only at like 22% battery. And then I should have been plugged in, but I wasn't. Because I was like, hey, I just pressed the button, I'm home. And then I was like, hopped in, I want to say hi to Tropes. And then later on, it was 5. So I wanted to just say that, you know, like I'm not gay, but I don't want to be a cock tease to you. I don't want to be a cock tease.
Too late.
But that's just it, man. So I have this moral dilemma on how to not be a cock tease if you are gay, because I don't want to cock tease you.
So okay, have you looked,
what the fuck's going on here?
a lot of this is going to be really weird to you because you weren't here during the last live stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Andy. Oh,
wait.
Yep.
I just need to know one piece of information. Which one of y'all is the gay cock tease? That's all I want to know.
So I'm the gay guy. He's the cock tease.
Okay. Yep, I'm with y'all. Okay, I'm listening.
Because of my creative writing, I will play with you to say with you, on play with you, gay with you, just for fun with you, on bum with you, just because it's fun.
Okay.
Because it's on dick, boss. I don't know, but and I can do raps on craps now, wicked fast on slutty to buddy. So it's scary as Larry. But I'm not we're gonna go back to, because you got me on rap to crap. I heard your rap to crap on what you said to text to hex. That was funny as shit to hit, boss, on Archie Sparkle. So back to vegan.
So I've actually I've changed my mind. We've probably killed that topic anyway. It was the entire point of opening this, but I'll run for another like half hour or so. I can't burn up all my time because StreamYard only gives me like 20 hours a month. But I can run another 30 minutes and we can talk about whatever the hell you guys want to, except for anything involving MAGA. And I have an entire video on that. I don't want to go over it again.
Okay, I got an agenda. I just want to. I gotta let you know.
Hold on, Zach. Hold on, Zach. I can empathize with you not being in a good mood, but Andy was talking first, so please be respectful. Let him talk for a second.
This is a little bit of a spin-off on your topic. I'm just curious about your and I know it's probably a sensitive topic, but on grass-fed beef, I think it's a bit of a scam myself.
So yeah, I don't know a ton about it.
I kind of want to talk. I do actually, because I done the shit. I think I got dark circles under my eyes and shit. But I'm kind of turning gangster because I think I'm on 2 hours of sleep and then on a drunk to skunk on a weird shit mission that went wrong with some spray paint and
all right. Let's focus for a minute because I stopped because Andy wanted to say something, and he brought up grass-fed beef. So let's stick to that for right now.
Tropes, I'm right there with you. Okay. So there was a guy called, I forget what his name was, Price. His last name was Price, and he did this research where he analyzed the beef of cows that ate grass versus cows that didn't. And what he claimed was that he had isolated a particular compound in grass that grows in the springtime that never really got it's a chemical that never really got an appropriate name, and it was dubbed the price factor. and that the price of it sure does go up with grass-fed beef. So that's why he doesn't know, if you want to get the price factor. But the price factor on Nice Factor is kind of like the word endorphins in medical.
Hold on. Now we're jumping around again.
No, we're not jumping along. You're not seeing the relative of it because it's a made-up word. You're not. It's a made-up word.
Okay, hold on.
Price factor and endorphins are not isolated. They don't.
Okay.
They don't know what it is.
So maybe I am not on your level. So what I want you to do for me is explain to me how endorphins are related to grass-fed beef.
So endorphins are like what are good that we associate with feel good, like exercise, like oxytocin, like adrenaline. But they use that term, but it's a made up term. There is no endorphins. They don't have a chemical compound where a chemist can go and say, this is endorphin compound. And similarly, they don't have a chemist that then has ever isolated a particular stuff that's in grass in the springtime that says these chemicals of hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, and whatever else, whatever the micronutrients or whatever, equal price factor. And never got a name. It just got the name price factor, which is a chemical.
Hey, Zach, can I tell you one of my issues with grass-fed beef?
My daddy bought a half a cow. We buy half a cow. So I know some stuff about eating meat, but I'm allergic to beef.
Wow, really? Yeah. Look, one reason I'm against grass-fed is because it is not typically a graded beef. So you don't know what kind of cow you get. And it could be just some a decade-old cow.
It's a scam that opens up to sell stuff. The whole state of Vermont is like that too. It is. The whole state of Vermont. The main reason why people move here is the picture that they see. It's just a picture. And then there's words under the picture. And then they come here for real estate. And then they realize it really ain't fucking great. Nobody lives here. It's cold as fuck. But you have to sell it. And so that's what you're saying. Because there's a lot of real skinny cows that eat shit grass. And now you can charge more for shit grass cows.
Exactly. They're getting to me, it's top dollar for substandard meat. That's the way I see it.
There's so many. The thing is, there are so many conspiracies in how you sell it. Even for me, how I sell it, you don't know that I have to chat not wearing pants because it helps build up my confidence. So every time I get scared, I can just reach down and then I feel good when I get nervous. But you don't know that. But if you knew that, you wouldn't buy it.
I know that now.
But you wouldn't.
Try jiggling your leg a little bit.
So first, I want to go back.
Put my hands in my hold on, I'm getting nervous. I got to put my hand in my pocket.
All right, Zach, calm down. No one else is able to speak right now. So I want to go now. I want to go back to what you said a moment ago because I disagree, and that's okay. Endorphins are not real, so endorphin levels can be measured primarily through blood tests, cerebrospinal fluid analysis, and sometimes saliva samples. Meaning they're not made up. There's no conspiracy here. Like we do have endorphins.
So, and that's what I'm saying too. Is that it's just that they know that it's there, but they're not. It's almost like these viruses or things that they know that it's there, but they can't see the virus, so they can't see the bug. The same thing with the rabies virus. They know that there's rabies, but the rabies is so small that they don't know how rabies quite works, and they haven't quite isolated what is that. So with the price factor, it could be, and I, in my own opinion, I do believe that if you have animals out like chickens or pigs in the springtime and they do eat some good grass, it is better for you. 100%, I believe it. Yep, because I've seen how animals are that they don't get to go outside and eat grass. They love to eat grass. I had baby chickens and they love grass and they gave a lot of eggs. I fed them grain and baby grass. It's not about just grass. It's you just also let them have grass so they can have a more diverse diet. Because the horrible thing about our meat, it's even worse than Trobes. They only get to eat one type of food. And what is it? Just corn. They are force-fed corn. So they don't take on a gamey.
That is completely false. That is completely false.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
false, though.
So
it's
Andy,
not completely false, but it's pretty close to true. That they just pump in.
In other words, it's not true. It's false. Just say it's fucking a lie. You're lying now.
Zach, calm down. Let other people speak, even if they're disagreeing with you.
How many? Can I ask Andy?
Yes.
Can I ask him a question because he?
Yes.
What is your experience with raising cows and feeding cows?
I've never done it either.
And being on a farm. How many cows have you killed or led to their death? And how many chickens have you raised on a farm? That's what we do.
I've led to the death of many cows. Many cows have been,
excuse me.
Result of myself.
Somebody who is bigger than me, that eats more meat than me, knows more meat than me, because you are more meat than me. And that's what it is. So you're no more meat than me.
I don't get your logic because you quote unquote grew up or you're around me, but you know more about me. No,
that's what I'm saying.
Your logic makes zero sense to me.
Okay,
so
guys,
you want to frame it as such to make yourself look favorable, you go for it. But it's
you have no farming experience, and now you're speaking over me.
What is your point?
You know more about farming.
I'm fucking lying? You're the one lying, bro.
That you'll do that.
All right, this is getting off the rails.
This is why we freaked out Angela. Can I stop? When I was on Angela's and I wanted to troll. And then this happened here.
Well, hold on. To be fair, I covered this before. Trolling is more.
This wasn't here. This was on Angela's.
I know, but trolling is more.
I'm talking about Andy 504 and Ralph.
Wait a second.
How Andy treated me on Angela.
You want to freedom to troll, and you're gonna bitch about me? That's fucking stupid, bro.
Hold on. I'm about to cover this in general. It doesn't apply to anyone in particular, but this is more of a serious thing. We don't usually do a lot of trolling on live streams because it don't work. We have multiple people trying to talk. We can't really, it's not the right environment for that sort of thing. That's a chat thing.
I got bullied I felt I was bullied by Andy. And then I was bullied by Ralph because I wanted Angela's attention. I had never even met Angela or even got to talk to Angela. And they were the big pigs that had already come in there and talked. And then so what happened was I started yelling. So the first time I even would try to meet Angela and talk to him, he wouldn't even let me because he was too jealous. And Ralph was too. That's what I'm saying. And then he won't answer my question either. Did he or did he not answer my question about his farming experience and how many animals did he slaughter? He didn't. Did he?
Okay. Give me just a moment. I want to interact with chat so that they
now
don't
he's
feel
leaving.
left out here. He already left. So I'm a carnivore. I choose to dissociate because it's easier, and I just generally don't give much of a shit about anything that doesn't push a revolution. Well, I completely respect that you admit that you dissociate, because most will lie and claim that there's some other reason, like that they're not like going against any sort of perceived morality or anything. And I can't respect that as much. At least you admit it.
What I'm saying is Andy, I'm saying that Andy 504 is acting like a bigger predator when I'm talking.
Well, what do you mean?
And I'm talking more, but now he's just, because he pulled an ultimatum. That's it. Oh my God, I can't take this. Fuck you, I'm leaving. So then so he says now he's disassociating with me.
No. That wasn't Andy that said that. What I was reading was from someone else. Andy hasn't said anything since he left.
Andy's gone. Andy left because of what I said about him.
Yeah,
he didn't want to talk to me anymore. Isn't that right? He wouldn't address what we were talking about before. He didn't even want to have a conversation about meat unless he could talk over me and shit on my head about what he thinks that he knows. And then the fact that I said the thing about corn is an exaggeration somewhat. But generally speaking, do you know about gamey meat? That's wild meat that you can't eat meat. And in the past, we always had gamey meat, and we would have these other condiments that were like mint, like especially with lamb. You always had to put something sugary, or there was another type of thing. You couldn't just eat meat. People couldn't eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
It was foul tasting. It was really hard and chewy. So then what we also do is make it so the animals don't walk around as much because it's too chewy. Then if they eat a more diverse diet, it actually makes them have gamey meat that tastes bad because they're supposed to not taste good. So that's part of their health to be bad. So the more you can feed them sugary stuff, it gives them sweet meat. That's what Andy's on, sweet meat. He's corn-fed on sweet meat. Yeah.
Sweet
and that's
meat?
what it does. And everybody loves the sweet meat. And then he was not a sweet meat because it's not sweet meat enough for him because he can't eat enough and be a pig enough. And I do act like a pig talking, and I'll admit it. But I think that it's only because I did have a valid point and I am very educated, but I act like a butthead.
I don't think you always do it on purpose.
But I had to butt in. But I have to butt in because the thing is you can't educate people that keep moving around unless you just have to grab them and rape them to hold them down because they keep moving and saying, that's what teachers do. They hold you down.
Hold on.
You don't have a choice. You sit down and then they.
So this is the problem with what you're saying. You feel like you have to educate someone, so you feel like you have to interrupt and butt in and stop them, which I can relate to a certain extent. But some people don't want to be educated. You can't force people to do things that it just doesn't work like if you want to educate someone,
can I say?
Go ahead.
Motivations. Why is Andy even saying that? Is he just upset because it costs too much money to feed his ass? Now, everybody, the prices of meat, people can't even afford the meat that they used to eat. That was the shit meat. What's the shit meat? Chuck or ground roast or beef or something sort of roadkill. You used to be able to buy these cuts of meat that were like cheap meat and you could get a chunk of beef. There was what is the cheap? It's for a roast. There's this beef. It's like the cheapest beef you can get, like a beef roast, cheap. Even families can't even now afford a beef roast thing that was a cheap roast. It's true. Across America, we're having meat scares. Why is that? The population keeps going up. That's why. And we need tons of meat. Humans do. Every single human being needs 10 acres of land. That'd be not just land, fertile land with fertile dirt. Where does that come from? Fertile myrtle comes from the Midwest, the plains, 10 feet of topsoil. It equals our meat. So that's what God was saying too. We killed the buffalo and then we replaced them all with human beings, with meat.
Yes.
And then now that's what's happening. It's all just turning into human beings and cows.
So
I'm allergic to beef now.
Someone from chat wanted to add in sort of, I guess, on the topic of you, which we were discussing before.
Okay.
You seem to have a sort of nervous disposition of a sort that can't resist filling in a silence, which can be a bit suffocating. Now, don't take that personally, because I honestly believe they're trying to give you constructive criticism, not to attack you. That is not true modus operandi. I'm a vegan, and very rarely do I even, most people don't even know it because I don't talk about it, because I know how most people react to it. Now, I do make videos on it, but that's a whole different thing, because then the entire purpose of the video is to talk about veganism. So it's not what you're describing. Although I will admit there are a lot of vegans like that, and they're sort of like virtue signaling. They're like, hey, I'm a vegan and I'm better than you. That does happen.
I'm not sure who you're talking. I had to kind of suck back some. I had to suck it up for a second.
Why?
I kind of have to realize that because I didn't want to cry.
Why would you cry? Because someone gave you constructive criticism and you didn't like it? Do you feel like you're being attacked right now?
No, I don't. No, it's not a criticism. No, I don't feel attacked or criticized.
Okay, that's good. So what's bothering you?
It's hard for me to start to talk about it, about why it is that way. And I believe it's because when I would talk to my mom and dad when I was growing up, that when I would say things, they wouldn't hear anything I would say. And they would act like I was nothing. Or that, especially my mom, that whatever, it was just, oh, that's just Zach, crazy Zach. And then, so I would say all these things that were true to them, and they would ignore me. So then what I would try to do, and then they would not validate me or give me an affirmative. So everything about who I am that I see, that's reality. If I said, Mom, that's a blue thing, or that's blue, then you blew it, kid. You're stupid. Huh? I said, Mom, that's blue. You blew it. What? So, Mom, no, I'm saying that's blue. See, it's blue because then it's blue. No, you blew it. Huh?
So,
Mom,
Zach,
can you listen to me? Can you listen to me? Because I'm trying to tell you that it's blue, but no, you blew it. What? So that's why and in a lot of different cases, there were more elaborate things that I wanted to say. None of it was real. And I thought if I could talk more,
so
and explain it more.
Do you feel like, do you feel like, finally, let me jump in for just a second. So do you, out of curiosity, feel like people in general don't understand you?
No. I feel like people feel that I push and I click along too much and I don't listen to them. I just kind of purge out what it is. Another reason is that I have a severe lack of meeting people in my life, and it's gone on for a long time. It's like if you get to eat beef and broccoli and your mom and dad have beef and broccoli. Okay. Now they raised me and I got to eat beef and broccoli at the Chinese restaurant. It's great. I love beef and broccoli with the rice. Have you ever had that beef and broccoli with the rice? And then it's got the beef, the rice.
Yes.
It's a bomb.
It's delicious.
So, but what ended up happening is that over time, I started to eat beef and broccoli with rice. That then only had smaller bits of meat in it until finally I was eating beef and broccoli with rice, but it was vegan beef and broccoli with rice, and there's no meat in my life. So I want to eat people alive, and it's eating on me that I can't be meeting people for eating people, and I can't even buy money, or I don't have enough money to even buy somebody a sandwich. And so
I can relate with you on most of those. So one, I'm a hermit. Most of my neighbors think that I'm a serial killer because I don't talk to people. I don't like most people, which is strange because I run live streams. To me, it's different online. But so I can relate with not talking to many people. And I can also relate with the last thing. What was the last thing you just described again? My brain's all over the damn place here.
Oh, mine is too. I just, I get on a complaint tear. It's when you're black sheep and your name is Zach and it rhymes with black. Yep. But then it also rhymes with crack too, because I'm a cracker, I'm a whacker, and I'm a blacker. So when you meet black people that are short black people, like if your family treats you like the N-word, I don't want to say the N-word now, but also like a little girl. My mom wanted a little girl. What's that? The B word. What's that? That's the worst thing. That's the NB word. Girls, can you say that word for me? There are two words that goes together, N-word and B word. It's a black girl. It's just a black girl. Black girls probably say it all the time, but I can't say the NB word. But my mom treats me like an N word. That's a B word. So I whack like black, like Zach, like motherfucking crap, like rap, like starts up, like hearts up, motherfucking trucker, Shazan, and fucking Hennin. And that's what happens on Wappins to Zappin' when it's all fucking crappins. They're fucking angry people. So I'm like a black person that hates you when I talk to you. Bam! But I wanted to play with you. And then you run away from me. Shit. I try to get you to like me. Damn, not again. So I get stuck in a loop of intensity that drives people away.
I understand. So, Zach.
So, yeah,
I'm running.
That's why I came here. Yep.
It's all good. And you're welcome here. And I do my best to understand you. So right now, this is not my normal streaming time. I need to bring on Odd because Odd has specific things that he wants to talk about involving something that we've actually been looking forward to discussing for a long time now. So I'm gonna you can come back anytime I run a typical unstructured live stream. But right now I'm just.
Do you want to cut me out? Can you bring him up? Can I just talk to him for 5 minutes or for 2 seconds or 3 for a little bit, and then I'll fade out?
If you want like 5 minutes, I can do that. But afterward, it needs to just be me and him so that we don't get distracted by anything else. Okay.
I just want to say hi, pretty much, and say go, and then go.
I know. I'm saying that's cool. Hello, Odd.
Cool.
How's it going?
Not bad, brother. Not bad. I only just woke up, so I only just got the topic just recently, and I noticed you didn't want anyone jumping in unless they wanted to talk about your topic. So because you weren't, I didn't know whether to jump up.
Yeah, then it went to unstructured because we kind of lost the topic anyway. Zach, say what you want to say. Sorry,
Zach, it's good to hear you, brother. It's good to hear you being honest, man. We understand you, mate, through the reading between the lines.
Yeah.
You're all good, mate.
Thanks. I have noticed. Yeah. You know, I flopped out with the topics and stuff. You've been there. Thanks for the support. I haven't always been. Some of my chat was bad, especially last winter or whatever, and you unblocked me. You were, I know a lot of people. I lost a lot of people.
But I do block a lot of people.
I just started drinking. So some of the people, they stick with you over time, and just thank you. And I think you're pretty cool. And I'm happy to just, say, hey.
Well, Zach, I will say, like, just my last little thing, in all seriousness, you are one of the most, what's the word? Fuck, I can't think of the damn word. When you creative, you are one of the most creative people I've ever met in my life, and that is dead serious. Like, your brain is like wired for creativity.
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome.
Thanks. I'm going to go create something somewhere.
All right. Zach, take it easy, and I'll see you when we're running an unstructured stream, man.
See you, brother. Yeah.
Okay, so as I was saying, this initially was supposed to be very structured. We kind of lost the topic, and the guy that challenged me said that he was literally in an airport, and like, I can't do that. There's too much fucking noise. I can't even think. So we're going to do it tomorrow. So while I'm live, we can still discuss the topic. I just pretty much told Zach that we need to get on the topic. And that's why, because he's, yeah. So we should try to stick to it if possible.
Well, I went to the local shop yesterday, and I specifically went there to get enough meat for one person of the highest quality that they had, and it was good. How's that for a start?
Heck yeah. So didn't you
my
have
views, so you know where this
yes,
will go.
yes, but I want to like, even if you've said it before, you got to understand, many people that watch this later on won't have that context. So just bring it out. Like, I don't care if like it's something that we've discussed before. If you have an issue and you still have it, let's talk about it.
I don't overly have an issue because I have reduced meat a lot in my life. At least that was the ongoing theme with me. I understand it takes 15,000 litres of water to produce every 1 kilo of beef. I know that it rapes resources from the planet, and with overpopulation being a thing, this is a big issue. We should all be reducing meat. The Australian standard is 250 grams per week is what should be eaten by an adult. And that's fuck all if you think about it. That's 1 serve of meat per week on one main meal. That's not much meat at all.
Right.
I'm nowhere near that, but I'm a fuckload less than I used to be, except for currently. I've just swapped jobs and shit and been getting paid a little bit better with some cash in hand shit, and I just splurged a little, and it's nice. I like it, and I'm sort of becoming addicted again to it. But on a morality and ethic thing, I absolutely agree with you. I'm just so far from being able to pull that off yet. It's
So to be fair, I want to be clear, just in case you got the wrong idea. What I think happened, correct me if I'm wrong, the reason why I say this is because of the bit you added about you thought that I was having what's the word you used? Like I was, like I lost it or something, or like, I don't know the exact word you used, but you said that. No, it was in your post. Maybe it was today or maybe it was yesterday. It was recently. And it was one of the first comments you made after I made the video. And you were saying that, like, normally you agreed with me before, but now you feel like and then whatever word you used, like having an outburst. Maybe that was it.
Minor outburst. The word outburst on your beige fucking farmers video.
Yes.
I think, there was, like I said, I agree with the ethics and the morality of it, but there was something that you said about his video that seemed more like you doing the vegan preach thing.
So what?
I cannot remember.
So let me first say what I think happened, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. What I think happened is, I was ultra rushing to read as fast as possible, and I fucked up at various points because of that. I think that you took me talking so fast and being like that as emotion, like me being angry, me being outraged. That wasn't the case. It was just it's the same as any video I make. Don't get me wrong, because I care about the topic. I'm not going to lie. I care about the topic, but I wasn't like, this is pissing me off. Like, there was none of that. It was just me talking quickly.
Yeah. It amazes me just how many animals get murdered basically in the harvesting of non-meat farming. Like,
yes,
he mentioned that you disagreed, but
no.
Gad's also threw up some info in Discord about it.
I know, and it's the exact info that I provided. The point is that info does not go against me; it supports me, because he is trying to make the case. This is what I said in the video. He's trying to purposefully not mention numbers. Like, he says, in plant agriculture, animals die too. And then that's the end of it. That's true. I would never deny it. But he's purposefully not mentioning the numbers because they're massively different. The number, the 3.7 billion, that's the exact figure that Gadwin had. And I used it because I'm not trying to lie. These are the actual statistics. And that 3.7 billion goes up to 70 to 80 billion with animal farming practices. So it's over 9.5 times higher. Like, that's not an argument. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would someone, unless you're doing like this binary thinking of like, well, you kill people, I kill people, it's all the same. Like that's binary thinking. It's not even close to being the same thing.
What do you call it? It's the issue that I noticed when I think you were chatting to Mel in some prior thing, and it came up with you consider certain animals automatons, and it's sort of like where do you choose what's worth protecting against suffering and exploitation, and what's able to just be stepped on and squashed. Like that's the crux of this whole thing. So I think that's an important conversation to have. So what I do, I call insects automatons. They actually are. They have nothing even closely resembling consciousness. The animals, it's a spectrum, and it starts rising depending on the animal multiple times up to and including us. So you're right. That yes, I can hear you, Gadwin. What, were you not able to talk before?
Yeah, anytime I said anything, nothing happened.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just waiting.
No, well, kind of. Well, that's why
I've got a difference, Trobes. Like even an animal cell within the human, to me, has got a not sentient, conscious capability, but they act in the same way. They seek nutrients. They want survival. They blah blah blah. That's down to your even lower than insect capability.
Yes,
and it's just a spectrum. So to me, if you want to reduce suffering, you want to reduce it at cellular level all the way up to multicellular. So there is no automaton. That is just a concept in your head.
No.
The children
at a different level.
I think
you have chosen to disregard its importance.
So what's happening here, I believe, is we're talking about two very different things. We're not talking about the same topic. So when I talk about automatons, I'm not saying that like they're inferior to humans because of that. I'm saying that they are factually. This is part of the reason why I personally weigh insects below that of other mammals. I don't mean they're inferior when I say that. I mean that I give them less ethical like credence, I guess, because factually they're not the same. Also, insects don't have a I said it just a couple of days ago. What is it called? Nervous system. They cannot experience pain in the way that we think of it. So humans tend to anthropomorphize everything and think that like if you squash an insect or whatever because they have some sort of nerve signals, they're experiencing pain. It's not possible. They don't it's not what you think it is. They can't. It's
just suffering for you, like the anti-suffering for veganism.
I wouldn't say that's it, but that's the primary, from my perspective, that's the most important thing. Yes.
They have insect cafes in New York where they sell only foods made out of insects. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I know it didn't quite go with what we're saying, but yeah, there is an out here where you could eat insects if you liked and survive, like to get your meat. But yeah, no. Yeah, wow, cool. Yeah, man, I'm morally and ethically on your side, so I get it. But to me, it's that where is the line factor? And mate, to me, all life is valuable. But I'm not, I live off of life as well. So there is a point where I just go, fuck it.
I get it. So look, I don't think I've said this before, so I want to be very clear. Because sometimes I am saying things for a broader audience because I'm like talking to multiple people at one time. So to be very clear, I respect the fuck out of people who do anything to alleviate the suffering and the environmental impact, all of the shit. And you do. And so I want to make it clear. I respect the fuck out of that. So it's not like I'm not black and white. It may seem that way. I'm not like, if you're not a vegan, you're a piece of shit. That is not my position.
Most of the industry has already moved to that kind of method. Like, so when chickens, before they're slaughtered, like their heads are dipped through a solution that basically knocks them out. They're unconscious. They feel nothing. Like, it's like a numbing agent too. So like, they do is whatever they can to reduce as much fatigue and stress and whatever on the animals. Like even doing anything to a dead animal is considered animal abuse.
Yes, but what I will say, that's true, and I think it's a step in the right direction. But what I said in the video, I believe, still holds true, at least from my perspective. The most humane animal like slaughtering process imaginable is still unbelievably like wrong, in my perspective.
Well, I mean, you got to feed the population. I mean,
but hold on. No, you don't. Humans do not require meat in any way, shape, or form. It's not a requirement. It's desire.
But,
exactly.
But to make up the so if everybody all of a sudden switched vegan and everybody stopped eating meat, like just to implement that kind of industry would be astronomical.
Sorry, can you say that again? Chat distracted me.
Like if all of a sudden all farmers had to switch to growing like fruits and vegetables and basically change the whole industry just to provide a vegan diet, like it would take. It will take time,
decades. Absolutely. And also what some people say as a counter argument is true, that in the interim, there's going to be a lot of animals that are like literally bred by humans, which to me is wrong, to be used as like, food. So like in the interim, there's going to be a period of time where there's a fucking massive population of animals that like kind of like what they were bred for is no longer going to be the case. But the problem with that is that that's not how it would work. It would slowly like every single person in the world isn't suddenly going to like become a vegan. That'll never happen in any world. No. So what's going to happen is if people are convinced, then it will slowly happen and supply and demand will do the rest. They won't be bred as much if they're not going to make money for breeding.
It's mostly an American thing. So over in Europe, the average person eats like 90 pounds of meat a year, where in America we eat like 250 pounds of meat a year.
Yes, that's also a factor as well. But it's
so much easier to digest non-meat than meat. Like it's so much easier.
And that's because, and I'm sorry, but everyone keeps doing these claims like to say that we're carnivorous. And I know
I'm an omnivore. Like,
well, yes, I was about to cover that. So we are omnivores. What I mean when I say carnivorous is not that we're a carnivore full stop. What I mean is people believe that there are certain evolutionary adaptations that we have that show that we were, quote, designed. I don't mean a creator when I say that. To eat meat. That is not true. Even now, carnivores have shorter intestines, which is designed to cause the raw meat that they consume to quickly be digested. And the reason for that is so that it doesn't have time for like fungal infections. They have acidic stomachs so that it kills parasites. There's so many different examples. We have none of them. We have long intestines, which are designed for digesting plant matter. Our canines aren't actually canines. They're more like incisors. Well, also, gorillas have larger.
Go ahead. Mostly lived off like fruits and stuff. Like they were tree dwellers for the longest period.
Yes.
Until it became like dominant on the ground, and they lived off fruit mostly.
Yes.
Fibrous.
Right. So, okay, when people say that we are capable of eating meat, I would not deny that. My point when I make this argument and about our biology and shit is that there are no evolutionary adaptations that show that we are like, quote, supposed to eat meat, or we have adapted to eat meat. The only reason why we can eat meat is due to the advent of cooking, which takes care of those problems that carnivores like don't have to worry about from raw meat, and because of tools. We pasteurize everything now. Like that's the only reason. Or if there is any adaptation, I'd be curious to hear about it. But like canines is a common one, and that's not true because gorillas have larger and sharper actual canines than we do, and they only eat plant matter.
It's for cellulose.
We are apes, aren't we? Sorry. To answer Austin's thing you just flashed up, we are apes, so therefore we eat meat, so therefore apes eat meat. So yes, Austin, is that right?
Other great apes eat meat too. They'll
Well, hold on. Well, hold on. We're not apes.
Gorillas or
we're
whatever,
not apes,
great
but
apes don't.
We descend from a common ancestor would be the way I would put it. But like,
I know what you mean. Primates.
Yeah,
we're the primates with the biggest asses. But yeah.
I get what you're saying, and that is true. However, my point is that we eat meat not because we are, quote, designed to eat meat. We eat meat because we figured out a way to make it work. We can beat our biology, in other words.
Oh yeah, mass producing food's been like the thing of the 1920s up until now. Like that's what we did.
Yes.
People starved. Like if you go back thousands of years, most people were starving every fucking day except for the royalty.
Yeah.
That's why there wasn't obese people. Just because there wasn't enough food to actually get
whatever
obese.
was available. Exactly. Hence meat as well.
Well, that's why we evolved to basically eat anything because humans basically had to eat anything.
That is very true, and I even with my whole like ethical argument, I completely I have nothing to say to people, especially in like third world countries, especially desert regions, because they don't have access to the same like fruits, plants, vegetables that we do, and it's outrageous costs. So those people, in some regions, it's very few, but in those regions, like you kind of got to eat meat to survive unless you're fucking rich. And that's fine, but that doesn't apply to most of the industrialized world.
Went from hunter-gatherers to agrarian. Started growing crops. I mean, we basically just, at the beginning, we found whatever was in season, basically. I mean, because there was no refrigeration. There was no really storing anything. I mean, you could smoke meats and stuff, but that came on a bit later of how to preserve fish and such like that with salt.
Right.
But most times you had to eat whatever was in seasons. And that's what your meal was every day for months at a time, weeks.
Yep. Very true.
Giving her me meat. Smoking.
Well, that's what at the end would come down, because you could actually preserve that pretty well. Like they could, once they got really good at preserving meat with salt and smoking, they could remove like 99% of the moisture from it, and it could last for like 2 years, 3 years. Things also like pemmican.
Pemmican's awesome. When you get into survival shit, it's one of the first things you learn about because it's so loaded with fucking calories. You can survive on that shit forever. Yep.
What is it? I've never heard of it.
It's like a mixture of a bunch of shit.
It's okay. If I remember correctly, it's mostly fat. It's like fucking like what they do is they like cook meat like over a stove or whatever, and they sift out the fucking fat, and then they boil the water out of that fat, and it's like pure fucking like all just fat left over. And fat is like one of the most calorie dense things ever, so you can survive on it pretty well. Not to mention it tends to have a lot of nutrients and minerals too.
Yeah, that's why we store it for later use, energy.
Yep.
Bears, same thing. We're kind of like bears, basically. Omnivores, like eat anything, whatever. Fucking go dig in a trash can, fucking eat it.
Except
I could go a month hibernation just to get some good sleep in. Sorry.
I could too. I don't sleep well. I just
wintertime. I just want to sleep. That's all I want to do in the wintertime. Just eat and sleep. I'm like a fucking bear, literally. Like when it comes to season,
I do it because I need it, but I don't like it. Like I know that I need it and what's going to happen if I don't. But I hate sleep because I have that fear of missing out sort of mentality. Like I always want to be awake. Like if I could, I wouldn't sleep.
That's the thing with me too. 5 hours every night. 12 o'clock, I go to bed, wake up at 5 every day.
Man, it's Sunday here, and I woke up at 4:30, brother. I say no more. Fucking hell. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to waste time, but then when I do have the time, I just waste it anyway. So, but at least I'm consciously wasting.
This is better than going to church, though.
I can't even keep up with chat. It seems like this earlier time is like brings in more chatters. Like there's a whole lot to cover.
We need Vegan Anthem up on panel. It's hard to keep track of everything they're saying here.
Yeah,
it's the live stream for it.
What do you think about the drain on resources like almonds and all those nuts that?
Absolutely.
So
they're very water intensive.
Yes, that's true.
Mate, almond milk. What a stupid fucking idea that is.
So what
uses our water?
So I concede the extensive water use. However, there's misinformation usually inserted because usually this is brought up in the context of defending the meat industry, and they say it is nothing compared to the water usage of almonds. That's not true. Even like animal husbandry in general uses far more water.
The dairy process. You gotta wash water. Like every time you milk, you have to take water and wash the whole entire system out with water and clean it all. And then that all just gets flushed down the drain.
It's not to mention like one thing that I dislike about the argument of like animal deaths in plant agriculture, which I've covered, is that even on top of that, there's still more like illogical shit going on, because what people don't realize is a vast majority of all crops that are plants are literally planted for animals that will then be slaughtered, which means
70% of all grains are for animal feed.
Exactly. And what that means is your figure about those 7.3 billion would be drastically reduced without meat, which means it's not even like I said 9.5 times greater. It's even higher than that if you include that fact.
You'd have to replace it. So if you did take all the meat out of the picture, you're gonna have to replace that with some other kind of food substitute, which then that would have the agriculture put into production for other foods. Yeah,
I don't deny that. That is true, but it would be less by a massive margin because a
lot more water. So like whenever you start growing
true.
crops like cucumbers and tomatoes and all those kind of actual things, you're gonna use way more water than growing wheat or soybeans.
Okay, that's true. So what I thought you were about to say is that you're going to use way more water than like farming meat, cattle, and stuff. That is not true.
No, your grains that you grew for feed stocks, like those are they don't use much water at all. Like corn's pretty intensive, but that's more nitrogen intensive than anything. But
true.
If you get to growing pumpkins and all those kind of things, vegetables, you're going to use a lot more water, and you're going to need a lot more. And like you go out west, they're already running out of water. The aquifer's dead dry.
That is true. But if the entire point of moving to like pure plant-based is because we as a collective decide that eating meat is wrong or for any reason, whatever, then regardless of where you go with it, like you're talking about like cucumbers or these other plants that require more water than other plants, it's still going to be less. Because nothing requires more water than animal husbandry. Nothing. Or like no food source, at least. So either way, it's going to be less.
Depends on the crop, really. Really just...
So hold on. There's no crop that compares to meat practices, which means it doesn't matter what it is. It's still going to be less.
Oh, the chicken houses down the road from me, they don't use that much water. I mean, they use a good bit of water for the thousands of chickens in there, but
not nearly as much as I will say, not nearly as much as like cows. Definitely, you're absolutely right about that. I don't know about like when it comes to like I have figures for animal like meat in general. I don't have figures breaking down like chickens, like water usage for chickens. You might be right. I don't know.
Be your least intensive, and everything gets used like so. Once you're done raising the chickens in the barn, you use the litter to grow crops. You take the chicken guts, you use that to make dog food. Anything else that drops on the floor, that gets put in for dog food as well. Like, and then all the chicken product goes to the people that need it. I mean, so everything pretty much gets used. Also, the feathers and all that kind of crap gets ground up and used for fertilizer.
Interesting. So what do chickens typically feed on?
Soybean meal, corn, ground corn, stuff like that. It's a mixture of
do they eat quite a bit? Like, I don't know.
I'm not exactly sure. It only takes 3 months to grow a batch of chickens. So over 3 months, they would turn it over.
So another factor would be not just the water required, for their sustenance, but the water required to grow the food that is then used to feed them. And I don't know all that, but all of this, we can talk about it, of course, but all this is sort of like less significant to me because you know that I'm not a vegan I mean, I have several reasons, but my primary has nothing to do with like saving the
factory
environment.
farming. That's the biggest problem. It's when it comes down to factory farming,
it's ethics is mine. Yes, ethics is my primary. So like, of course, I'll talk about like the whole water thing and all that, but it's not like I'm not dying on a hill or anything. It's not that big of a deal to my overarching like position, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm sure if it came down to it, you got trapped in a path somewhere in a snowstorm, you'd probably end up eating your family if you had to.
Oh, I've admitted numerous times if I'm starving, all bets are fucking off because the human, like, I don't care how good of a person you are, everything changes when you're starving, and we have a lot of research to prove this. I will eat. I'll fucking eat my own family. I don't give a shit. If I'm starving,
Dude, that guy, I couldn't go on after that though. Like he lived. Like they found him, the Donner Party. Like the father.
Mm-hmm.
He was still alive and he had a pot of blood there. His freaking bones from his wife and his daughter he ate.
And the thing is, a lot of people like to go automatically, like, because it makes them feel better. They go, that guy was a psychopath. I guarantee you he wasn't. Anyone would do that.
Back then, that was survival skill. Back then, you had to be tough to survive. Like, that was just... You had Native Americans and stuff still running around scalping people and shit.
Hey, Gads, do you remember the Constitution number which says you still have slavery to do with... It's not if you have 13. A felony. 13.
I was about to look it up.
Thank you. Vegan is 13th. Constitution number 13 or whatever says that you can. It's still slavery. I forget the wording. It's been a while.
Slavery is hereby abolished, except for its punishment as a crime.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and a lot of people consider being under the grind in their work routine as slavery. So,
well, there's slaves, and then there's criminal slavery.
So your government and society has created a system where we are all slaves, or supposed to be, and we are all resources. So I don't know where your ignorance stems from, but you are definitely ignorant. Vegan anthem.
Out of curiosity, because I can't do two things at the same time. So if anyone's been following chat, is the vegan anthem a troll, or do you believe that they are an actual vegan?
A child of the vegan teacher.
What?
Have you come across a vegan teacher? She's a bitch.
No.
But she's all full-blown fucking really fucking
you mean the
over
entitled
the top vegan.
Like entitled and like vindictive and like calling everybody else pieces of shit and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, there's someone that loves the vegan teacher. See, we've got two of their offspring or derivatives here in chat. They should be up on panel.
Well, that just goes down to their sociology, like if narcissistic and stuff like that. Like some people think everybody has to be like them. Like, oh, if you're not doing what I'm doing, you're wrong.
Well, so I obviously I am a vegan, but like I will say that I do believe. I'm not going to say it's a fact. I do believe that they are more moral, at least on that one particular topic, because morality isn't like this big generalization. Like people are like, you're a good person or you're a bad person.
Well, some of it's just virtual signaling.
That's true. Yeah. So it depends. But I would say, well, actually, in a way, let's say for just the sake of argument that they are virtue signaling and that's all they're doing. Even if that's the case, they're still not like their intent might be different. But the end result is the same, unless they're lying, like they're saying something that they don't practice.
Like they'll put on their profile they're vegan, all this bullshit, so people like them and think they're a better person.
That's possible.
They're going to McDonald's and buying a fucking Big Mac and all that kind of shit.
That is possible. I
people
can't
are fucking
say.
Lazy. That's for sure.
I can't say. Now, I will agree that it's annoying, and even my own people, I'm like, dude, you're not going to win over anyone with that sort of shit. Like, sometimes it goes too fucking hard in the paint. But I do tend to agree with them. It's just like you gotta, if you want to change people's mind, that is not the tactic.
Well, that's why I learned from being like a combative atheist. Like, you ain't gonna change anybody's mind being combative with them. You're just gonna put their defenses up, and then they're gonna become combative, and then you're going nowhere.
The moment you're combative, you're absolutely right. Most humans automatically their identity defends itself. They don't even realize they're doing it. Like, there's tons of research to show this, and then like they'll use mental gymnastics to, even if it's illogical as fuck, because they feel like their identity is under attack. So you have to try to avoid that at all costs.
I mean, Mag is a good example of that.
Yes. And I'll admit I fail sometimes. Sometimes I get a little, I try to be just directly logical, but sometimes I get a little fucking peeved, and then
get emotional.
Yes, I get emotional, and then it becomes obvious, and then the person I'm talking to feels attacked, and then it all derails from there. I try to learn from it.
Fuck, it's hard to keep up with chat as well. I'm going to stop reading chat. Fuck them.
It's faster than normal.
I'm up on panel if they want. Yeah.
Well, that's true, but like, just being, most people will never do that. Like, I'm not going to like say that they're afraid or any, some people won't do it. Then you just kind of got to be okay with that, because most people, I think your average person, you're never going to convince to come on a live stream panel.
Yeah, it took me a while just to come up to the people that I likes panel. So yeah, and to go up on random ones, I probably still wouldn't do that. Not too often anyway. They'd have to really piss me off and make me want to fucking rebuttal them in a, like, oh, fuck this, I've got my fucking opinion.
Like,
that kind of thing.
If it wasn't for actually eating meat, like, all the animals that are alive now would not even exist, because there would be no purpose to them even existing. So therefore they wouldn't be propagated.
So
that's a big thing.
That is true. However, what I would say, it's not the current, like, evolved version would not exist. As absolutely true. However, their natural form would, and I think that's better, because they're slaves to us. There's no polite way to say it. That's what they are.
Then we just end up paving over their habitat, and then that'd be a farm.
That's another reason that we're immoral. but that's a separate one. But I would say either of those are bad.
I mean, we're dominating more ecosystem than anything.
That's true. But
eating meat gave us the nutrients to increase brain size. We reduced hair, and that became the protein from that went towards our brain size, and eating meat also helped us increase brain size on an evolutionary thing.
Wait, you saying honestly, he's smarter?
So I'm I'm gonna have to.
I mean, for a population change.
So I have not looked into this, but my immediate thing would be, this is a theory, not a fact.
It's to do with evolution, so it's population change, not individual change. So it happened over millions of years, or hundreds of thousands of years. Sorry.
Right. So the reason why I think that it's a theory is because we have multiple competing. Hypothesis is because we have multiple competing versions. Like I brought up before, and maybe Gad would want to talk about it, is the stoned ape hypothesis, which literally seeks to answer the exact same question. Why are we so intelligent compared to our predecessors? So
we were taught this in biotech or biology. I did biotechnology as a degree, and we were taught that in learning for that. But because it's to do with evolution, I cannot give you an explicit thing.
Right.
Therefore, it goes back to when we still lived in trees. Like, our ancestors lived in trees. Yeah, back whenever they ate the mushrooms and did the whole psychedelics, kind of fired new neurons connections in the brain. It just made people like imagine. It opened up imagination, which then gives creativity. And
I completely understand how the hypothesis is laid out, but the claims that were made by, what's his name again?
McKenna
were factually invalidated. He lied.
McKenna's thing is he just wanted to find out spirituality, and he went around the world like going to shamans, spiritual things and like that, and going into where spirituality came from, and it came from doing psychedelics. Like, if you look through all of like culture, like religion, it all goes back to people doing psychedelics, seeing shit, things talking to them, and then they interpreting that to the people as God.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true, but also like let's take out the super not supernatural, the spirituality altogether. The claims that he made that were statistical truth statements were purposefully fudged. He was called out for purposefully misconstruing data to jump with his stuff. And that's why
he wanted to believe it so much that he wanted it to be true.
Yes, and that's why most experts tend to not take him seriously, because he didn't use proper like protocol for like, you know, his research and everything. He wanted,
but he went out and experienced everything. Like he did every psychedelic on the planet and experienced what it's like going through the process and everything. And he was good at recording it, where other scientists won't even fucking touch any of that shit. They're like, nah.
Right. But the problem is when you ingest hallucinogens and then afterward make a claim that has something to do with reality in any way, shape, or form, you have not like what's the word? Accounted for the possibility that you were simply tripping and you have absolutely no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Saying is by taking hallucinogen, psilocybin mostly, and using that to just relax kind of, and it would cause like the hallucination would cause creativity, and that's what could have caught, he thinks might have diverted us from the others. And that's right. It's not like it's 100% claim, but it's just a good thing to look back. Maybe this is what made us divert from the others.
I know, but that claim has been invalidated. It's not, it like there's no evidence to back it. It's simply like
we don't. Then what's the cause of human diversion from everything else? Like that.
So one, Odd just gave one that I think is far better because there's actually some evidence to support it, and that is the what he said about meat and it is true. It is true that meat provides more nutrients in a smaller like one sample size, as opposed to you have to eat more plants to get the same. That's true, absolutely. And that may be true. That's what I said. I don't know anything about this, so I have to look into it. But like that is far more feasible than me, because it seemed to me that McKenna it's all confirmation bias. He likes this stuff, so he posited a theory with no evidence and then said,
"Well, meat regardless, like all the way back through just like all the rest of the animals, we would have just ate whatever we found. We're scavengers, basically."
Yes, but it doesn't matter why we ate meat. They're saying that us eating meat is why our brains developed the way it did, and that's competing with the stoned ape hypothesis.
What makes us different from everything else is just our fused chromosome. We have 2 chromosomes fused together. We have 23. Apes have 24.
Yes, but the question was that an accident, or was there something in our environment that led to that?
But also,
we can record our information and pass it down to our offspring via books and all that kind of shit, and no other animal does that, at least to the extent.
That is true. Knowledge. It's limited, but that's absolutely true. Like it's not true that like the sky's the limit. Every single thought and everything passes on. That's not true. But what you said is accurate, and it's really interesting. It's like it's fucking that I dig the fuck into that kind of shit. Because I don't know enough about it. What was that?
Guitars just popped in chat with just saying hello. I haven't seen him for a while, basically.
Oh, got you.
You don't need a brain to feel pain. You just need a nervous system. And trees and plants can feel pain.
Well, not entirely. Not entirely. So when we say pain, we're talking about 2 different things. They have electrical signals that show an output, a result to being like whatever. That's not pain. That's not pain.
What's the difference? That's how it works for us.
No, it's not. We have a nervous system. They don't.
Yeah, that works with an electrical signal passing on an information from the site to the brain.
Yes, but
we just have a brain to process it.
Yes, but you're watering down what we mean when we say pain. And your average person, when they say pain, they don't mean an electrical signal. They mean an actual signal that we can feel that hurts. They can't experience that.
You're now giving us fucking what religious people try to call as life characteristic. Like we still have it's the same. It's identical process.
No, it's not. It's not even close to identical. Not even close.
I absolutely disagree there. It's just at a lower evolved scale.
That means that it's not identical.
No, it doesn't. It's just a spectrum.
Okay, so what I will do.
Where is your cutoff point? You know.
Okay. So we disagree, and that's okay. But what I will do is I will purposefully dig up the backing that I need for this, because I can't do it like right on the spot.
No, of course, and it'll be fucking hard because it's
but like I have dug into this quite a bit, and I know exactly why humans say this, and I understand what they mean. You're not wrong. It's just it's a misunderstanding of the difference. And like
if a forest gets ignited on one side of the forest, right? The root system will pass chemicals along all the trees, so the other side of the forest is aware of this fire and will start making chemicals to like anti-fire, anti-burning chemicals.
Yes.
That's full on. That's communication.
Yes.
That's and they're doing it because they sense there's a badness over there, and in their version, that is pain. And they're communicating it to the other side to resist pain.
Well, the largest living organism on the planet is it's a alpine forest. It's all linked, all from one tree. It goes like 70 kilometers.
Mm-hmm. So I don't deny any of what you just said. My only issue is I would say that is not pain in the same way that humans experience it. It's not the same thing.
And that's
they don't feel pain the same as us, but they feel a signal that is associated with pain.
So yes. No, I would analogous. I agree with everything except for the word pain.
That we would associate with pain. Like it's like it gets a signal that if we had that signal, it would be pain for us, but it still gets a signal, but it's not pain necessarily.
But, so here's a good way to do this. And I'll let you use your words, so I'm not strawmanning. I'll let you answer this question. What is the difference between human pain and the pain you're describing that plants experience? What is the difference?
I've already said zero.
That's not true. That's not even close to true. Like
it's not like how we feel pain. It's not.
So hold on. There's a possibility that we're misunderstanding each other, and if so, that's fine. But if what you just said is there's no difference, that is factually incorrect. I know that for a fact.
Do it with something in the middle then, like a fish or a non-mammal. Any non-mammal, do you think they feel pain?
Danger or so?
It depends on. So this is why I want to break it down, because it depends on what you mean when you say pain. When I say pain, my whole problem is that maybe you're not doing this, but your average person that makes the claim that plants feel pain, think of it as they anthropomorphize things on purpose, because humans tend to see themselves as like the center of the universe. So what they do without even thinking about it is go like, okay, if you like hack into a tree or whatever with an axe, they are having a physical sensation in their nervous system that can trace a physical output of like an unpleasant feeling. And that's not true. They don't have an unpleasant feeling. They don't even have the capacity to understand what pleasant is.
It's unpleasant for them.
That's not true. They can't understand pleasant. It's not possible.
Not in the way you understand it.
Exactly.
Chemical changes.
That's my whole argument.
It's just a word for humans. They still have the same analog. It's very analogous in my mind, like identically. Like this is just a lot. Like they went on the plant way of forming their pain methods, whereas we went on the mammalian way to form our pain methods. Fish, do you think they feel pain?
More so than plants, for sure. More so than plants.
Not like mammals, right? So
absolutely not.
Yeah, so explain why you think that's still called pain then.
Well,
even though it's a different system. to mammals.
Okay. As oftentimes is the case, I'm not here to show I'm a genius or anything. So I'm going to go.
And I'm not personifying a fish.
I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use something outside of myself to explain my position. Plants do not feel pain like humans because they lack a central nervous system, brains, and specialized pain receptors called nociceptors necessary to process emotional or conscious sensation. While plants react to damage through electrical and chemical signals, they lack the capacity to suffer or consciously experience pain. That is what I mean when I say they don't experience pain. And that's a fact. That's not my opinion.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, if they're damaging,
I think you're personifying pain.
Whenever I garden and stuff, like you're trying to pull weeds, and if you don't get it the first pull, they'll tense up and they'll, like, the roots grab a hold tighter, and you try to pull it the second time, that some bitch is tighter and it's harder to pull it out.
Yes. So what a lot of people do
it's a
is
response to suffering.
Yeah, a response. You need more than a response for pain. Exactly. That's not pain. That's my only argument.
What do you think pain is?
I literally
pain is a response to suffering.
No, it's more than that. I just defined it, and you just disagreed with it.
Yeah, I don't follow that because that's all pain is. A response to suffering,
hold on.
Right?
Let me continue. Let me continue a little bit, and then I will let you say whatever you want.
You have pretty much said my thing. It's rehashing. Continue, please.
He's arguing. Just argue with you.
Here is specifically why plants do not feel pain like humans. No nervous system or brain. Difference. Pain requires a complex nervous system to process signals in a brain. But so hold on. What the heck? So you are literally defining your own version of the word pain. You can't do that.
No. I'm not. Pain is a reaction to suffering. That's what pain is.
No, it's not.
Having a nervous system is a method of dealing with that response.
Hold on.
Google away, but I think Google won't help us on this topic too much.
Well, I think it already has. I think you just don't like the answer.
I did definitely do biotechnology like at university, brother.
Well,
this is one of them cool topics that is beyond Google, like evolution discriminancies.
What is pain?
You won't find answers for that in Google either.
Fair enough. So
like if your Google is fucking an American company, so it would have. I'm not going to go there.
So hold on.
I want religious connotation.
Hold on. I want to understand your position here. Are you claiming that if I Google something, that there's like some sort of conspiracy theory that it's all lies?
No, obviously not.
Obviously not.
It's just there are complicated topics like evolution and like this one apparently, where you won't get the in-depth response that you need.
But like like if the simplistic version of that is not pain is true, no matter how complicated you want to get, it's not true. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think that humans can even define that line. So therefore, Google is using human information. Therefore, Google will not have the accurate answer. If I worded that question differently, I would get the answer I'm after. You're aware of that kind of shit with ChatGTP. If you word things different, you'll get,
Yes. So I automatically deal with that by using a neutral query. Like you can literally
bias it because it's coming from you. You can't be totally unbiased. No one can.
No, you can't be totally unbiased, but you can plug in an unbiased query. That's entirely possible for anyone to do. Like
how do you verify that it's unbiased?
If it's neutral, if you're not pushing a narrative,
neutrality.
So if you were to simply look. If in order to bias it, I could say, why do plants not experience pain? That would be biased, right? Because I'm starting with it's circular. I'm looking for someone to confirm my belief. So instead, you say, do plants feel pain? And then you get the answer, and that's what I'm reading.
I know what you're saying. Hey, do you think that jellyfish are animals that feel pain?
I don't know.
They don't have a nervous system. That's why I'm using jellyfish.
Well, I'm just being honest. Like, I don't know enough about
So you'd say-
jellyfish.
Yeah,
I couldn't answer it.
Said you'd say no because they don't have a nervous system, I'm guessing. But yeah,
Well-
no, sorry, that was brought up in chat. That
Yeah,
seemed
jellyfish don't
cool.
feel pain. They don't.
So my issue is, and maybe this isn't what you were doing, and that's fine. I have to say it though because so many people do. My issue is when people say pain, and then they use it in a way to like compare to other things. Like, for example, plants feel pain, and then they go, "Oh, but you care about veganism." That's not the same thing. Not even close.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, obviously.
Okay, so but you
I know
understand why I have a problem with that though. Like it drives me crazy because people
Absolutely.
you have to cut off these avenues of like, low-hanging fruit.
Jellyfish would respond, Austin, to things they don't like, which is the other end of the spectrum of what I'm trying to get across here as pain. But yeah, I'm going to have a bit of difficulty trying to fucking nip this in the bud for you, and I'll try, and it won't happen here. I'll do a bit of deeper diving for you, obviously. I think I've made my case. I see it as a spectrum, and everything fits on that spectrum of pain, and we just have different methods of analysing it, and us having a nervous system means we can analyse it greater. But, fuck, man, I'm on the side that plants feel pain too.
I got you.
They respond to a bad thing happening to them and suffering and blah, blah, blah. It's just, they don't go, ow.
Yes. I get it. But so what my whole position is, the very bare bones, like without getting lost in the weeds, the very basics of the definition of pain requires unpleasant sensory input from in some way, and they're incapable of experiencing anything. Like, they don't have consciousness. They can't do that. So
hunger can be painful for chat, like they're saying that as a hunger is an unpleasant feeling, but that's also can go down to being painful. So hunger is a form of pain.
Yes, but
without making you go ow at first.
Yes, but hunger fits nicely within that definition because it's sensory. It's unpleasant. And humans can experience that.
Everything can. Hunger is just a lack of enough nutrients.
No.
It's a signal to tell your body to get more nutrients.
Yes, but all hunger is not pain. Only hunger, what is required for hunger to be pain is that unpleasant sensory experience, and plants cannot by definition experience anything to do with like pleasant or unpleasant. Like that's the very basics that are required for it to be pain.
Flurf in chat's going on about rocks breaking having pain. No one fucking mentioned that, you fucking nut job.
What Jesus the hell? Christ. How the fuck do we get to rocks?
Yeah, what the hell? Mate,
all right.
That,
so
you're a living organism, we are all made up of non-living atoms and stuff like that. So at some stage, non-living did become living and then evolved to feel, I wanted to use the word pain, but...
we agree. We agree other than the word pain. But like everything you say, so. I'm 100% on board with.
Yeah.
It's so you could...
spectrum.
I know. Well, I agree that it's a spectrum as well. It's just... To
my
me,
spectrum ranges further.
Yes, that's the best way to put it. And you're right. We're not gonna squash it here, obviously, because we've kind of been circular for a bit. Even I have. I've said the same thing over and over, which means we should probably dig up our sources and stuff, and we will broach it in our own time. But I do think it's an interesting subject.
I'm not going to respond. I've already, it's just going circular, as has just been reiterated.
Yeah.
I'm quite easy to understand, and I fully understand your view. Our cutoff line's just different. You know?
I know. And a lot of times that's what debates are. It becomes a semantic thing where like a specific word that was used is the issue, and that's the case here.
Yeah.
And to be fair, people use words sort of ambiguously, like they just use them in different ways. So that's probably what's going on right now.
Yeah. You are going to smoke them though, Modus. Your cannabis plants love you because you're not going to eat them. No, you're just going to burn them.
Unless you do a cold extraction.
Yeah. But then you're going to suffocate them or boil them.
Wait, that's a MAGA.
Shit! You're infected.
I'm allowing it only because it's not a typical stream.
America's vaccine shots after this.
I still don't know what a MAGA even means.
So different. So to be fair, people have different definitions, but what I mean when I say it is a Trump supporter right now.
That's like half the country.
It's like
at best.
It's about 20%. He's lost a lot of
population, whatever. I don't know. It's a lot of people.
Most Republicans even don't like him anymore.
The last election, like not even half the population voted. So.
But I will say that may not stay the case.
So I can win midterms. Fucking hell. He's drastically trying to end this war. Any means he can now because of the midterms coming up. The moment the midterms are over, it's kill Iran again, motherfucker.
Whatever. Anyway, I thought y'all were talking about veganism.
Well, we were for a minute, and now we kind of got a break in the topic. We were I jump all over the place. It's my fault. So I started by like, we need to stay on topic. And then I was like, open it up. And then fucking Zach came on and it went kind of crazy all over the place. And then I got structured again. And I was like, okay, guys, we need to lock in. Let's talk about that. And now we're all over the place again. So fuck it.
Hey, I don't believe in trolling on live panels. Some people may think it's cute. I think it's ignorant. You know.
Well, I'm not a big fan.
I think it's selfish. Very selfish.
It depends on what
you talk to Rash, Andy. We've heard you talk to Rash from it. That's just all crap what you just said. What the fuck? Go on, brother. Be honest for once.
What are you talking about?
You troll the fuck out of Rash, and when he used to come up here, we all enjoyed it too.
How did I troll Rash?
Deny it. Man, that was your thing, but fucking can't.
Did I do it in a deceitful manner? Do you consider what Z does as being like disingenuous?
Well, honestly, like it's hard to tell with him.
He's taking too many pills.
Well, he might actually believe every single word he says. I don't know otherwise, but you might be right. But like he's a very unique case, so. I don't know is the real answer. I'm not sure. Like his mind works a very specific way, and it's not like ours works.
Right.
And I have no problem with him.
I think he likes to hear himself speak. I believe.
That's
he entertains himself through this trolling.
That could be the case. Maybe I would even agree to that to an extent. And yes, that's why I try to rein him in. And I'm like, you got to let other people talk, etc. He gets a little out of control sometimes.
Half the time.
I've never had anything too terrible to say about Z. I've been cordial to him like 90% of the time, but dude, when people are trying to have a reasonable conversation and you try to play spoiler for the sake of quote unquote trolling or showing your skills, I'm not on board with that.
I get it. I don't blame you. I mean, it's fine. And that's why I'm like in a position to where I don't want to be an asshole to anyone, but to be fair, I do deal with it. I tell him, and then if he doesn't listen, then I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to drop, man. Like this isn't gonna work.
I'm not brown nosing, but you're a pretty good host. You're good at what you do.
I try to respect other people to an extent, but That kind of is where the MAGA thing comes in, because there's a line, and at least from my perspective, MAGA isn't just another political thing. Like, it's just politics. Everybody has their own beliefs, etc. It's far more than that. It's like we're at a point where even Trump supporters have dropped massively due to all of the evil shit he has done, even his own people. So it's like all that is left to me are cult members. And like to me, it's wrong to platform it. I think that it would be very wrong of me to just like entertain it and be like, everything's cool, everybody's the same, because I don't believe that.
Oh, come on. You got to be like Theo Vaughn. That's how you get
No,
over the years.
man.
You
I
gotta be a
love
true
that
road
people
man.
are different.
Pretend you're
Come
in the
here,
middle of the road.
you're different.
I agree with you, but my only thing is there are limitations. Like, to me, there's like right here, I said this in a video, and this is what I believe. Right here, this is conservatives. Have no problem. I can talk with them. I disagree with them. No issue. Then you got the alt-right. Same thing. That's more extreme, but same thing. Then there's MAGA. That is a whole different level. And it never ends well.
But this is my whole thing, and I think I asked you this before. I mean, what percentage of Trump supporters are MAGA? I mean, you're saying it's like at an extreme level off center. How many of them are there?
So there's multiple answers. So early on, there were Trump supporters that were independents. Quite a few of them, actually. He couldn't have won without independents. But now is a different answer. Independents are gone. They hate the man, like most of the country. This is a percentage, and it's an estimate. I'm not telling you a factual statement, but I would estimate it's somewhere between 20 and 25% right now of the country are actual MAGA, like diehard, like that's where it's at right now.
The ones that believe everything Fox News says and ignores everything else.
That's what I believe. And that's the problem, is you can't have a conversation. Like, I can cite something as an absolute fact. We know this. It's not an opinion. It's not something that I believe because I'm on the left. It's a fact. And they will just go, yeah, that's not true because Fox News said otherwise. How do you talk?
Hey,
how do you talk to someone like that?
Trubs, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Was Renee Good breaking the law?
I don't know. What?
They told her to get out of here. She went to go forward. The other cop jumped in front of her vehicle. He acted like he was getting run over. And
Right.
Put a bullet in her head.
Was she impeding the police or not? Or you just,
No, he was doing
okay.
exactly what she was told to do and got shot in the head for it.
Okay, there you go.
There's a lot of different ways to take this.
Drive,
for one, I have to say the word police is incorrect. They're not law enforcement, not even close to law enforcement. And they're not even trained properly. What is the link that they cut it down to? Like, ICE used to have a massive training regimen, and they had to complete so much. And Trump gutted it to where it's like nothing now. So they're just like
basically
random people.
White trash guy can get in there.
Kinda. And like, so like they're not professionals in any way. They're like random people like you and I. And they're not law enforcement, so no one has a legal.
Like you and I, they're more like the racist dirtbags that want
that's true. I'm saying
they
that
deport people. It's not complicated. Find an illegal, arrest him, and get his ass out of here. It's pretty simple.
Yes, but the problem is that's not what they're doing. They're killing people that aren't even immigrants.
How many people died at the hands of ICE?
So far, 19 Americans been killed by ICE.
And that number is way too high.
And how many ICE agents have been convicted?
That's the problem. Trump is like letting them slide with everything. If it was anyone else, they would be under the prison.
I could see Andy, he'd be part of the German party and he'd say everything the Nazis is doing is capiche. Like, there's no fouls here.
Yeah, I could see Gadwin on welfare collecting food stamps.
Here we go again.
Why does he need food stamps? He's in farming country. Fuck, man.
What does that matter?
He probably eats better than you, brother.
A fucking dumb fucking live in the country.
Processed shit.
So look, this is why I have my rule. It devolves.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping to talk about veganism and stuff. I did have something to say. I kind of forgot.
Well, what I mean,
conversation and make it go that way.
So hold on. Let me explain what I mean for a second. And I'm not attacking you. I'm just being honest. So it's not about what you said. It's the way you said it. So you didn't just disagree. And this is typical of MAGA. You make it personal and then you start like throwing out insults. And to be fair, you were the first person here to do that.
No, he called me a fucking Nazi. He called me a Nazi, bro.
Wait, hold on. On panel here?
I said if he was part of the German party and he saw what.
Yeah, that's not the same. That's not an insult.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
With
you know what?
The
you need,
is saying
you talk about syntax and semantics. There's another term. And what the fuck is it? Pragmatics. It's understood when somebody uses such language with me. I understand Gadwin quite clearly. Just
a lot of German people went right along with it. A lot of
Nazis, mate. I don't know what your issue is.
So what a fucking joke.
The point he's making is he believes.
But anyway, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. It's not what I signed
up for. Nazi.
Okay, we can change the topic if you would like, but so in all seriousness,
well, I didn't bring it up. I thought it was off limits. I respect your stream's request.
Mate, you as a ruler off limits. He told you you're here because it's a different style of stream. You honestly, are definitely on the Nazi party side, brother. And if you can't see that, you have issues, and we can discuss that if you want to not get so heated about it.
Yeah, I have an issue with you labeling me a Nazi. I'd like to.
I have an issue with the Ministry of War being called the Ministry of War.
No. Do you have an issue with me personally? Because I personally have an issue with what came out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah. But you're still a Nazi, mate. You're on the Nazi party.
No. You're a fucking retard. You're a stupid fucking inbred retard.
Okay. You've got a dictator as your fucking king, mate.
So at this point, it's kind of both sides. So I can't really say that.
Fair enough. I'll stop.
Well, to be fair, I don't really care right now.
Talk about veganism.
I know. So for whatever reason, we got into it. It's because I brought it up because I wanted to explain it. And even though I hate explaining things multiple times because I made a video specifically for it, either way, I did it. And then we got into the topic. But like,
then we can move on.
I don't really. I'm not holding all of my rules too much. I don't want us to devolve into like a Jerry Springer show, but at the same time, I'm being way more lax right now. Like, most of my rules aren't really being pushed too much.
So anyway,
the National Socialist Party, I didn't think it would be an issue for him, but apparently it is. Never mind.
Dude, you're the one with issues. You can't let it rest. The gentleman just said it's time to, kind of ease his back. He said, I don't know. That's what I heard. Maybe I misheard. But dude, you can't let it go. Let it go. Say something about veganism.
Yeah, okay.
How many cheeseburgers a week do you eat, Andy?
I probably one.
One.
How about you? Gadwin, how many cheeseburgers a week do you eat?
I just had 2, but
that's twice as much as I eat.
Maybe 4.
Hold on, guys. I've got the perfect way to take the tension down and to focus it on me instead. And I can just be like, you fucking meat-eating pieces of shit. And then all of you guys will be
cock, bro.
and then all of you guys and then all of you guys will like suddenly become like friendly and like on the same side. I know it actually won't work that way, but it was funny.
I really was happy to see that y'all had a topic going on. And that's when I enjoy your streams. If you notice, I don't really come up when you're just fucking, open end. And, it always seems to be, I like when you have a topic, bottom line, and that's why I'm here.
Well, like I abiding by my current rules, I couldn't anyway. But yeah, it's, again, I know you disagree with it, but it's for a reason, and I've went into detail about why. I know you disagree.
Yeah. So look, Trobs, can I shift gears?
Yes.
Okay, Trobs, what as a new vegan has it been difficult? What do you miss? And I have a follow-up question, please.
So there quite a bit, actually. Like taste-wise, again, I'm not a vegan because I didn't like the taste. There's a lot of addictive, like I still crave everything. I miss it all. It took me so long even to get to the point where I am, and I still have cravings. So again, it's hard. It's very hard.
Yeah. Trobs, do you like tofu?
Yes. I've learned to turn tofu is like the best protein source with what's that word that protein has? There's like amino acids. It's one of the best way to get all amino acids or most in one sitting if you can't have meat. So I've learned to turn it into tasting almost just like beef, just like chicken, etc.
Trobs, can I tell you a little trick that I do? I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian. I just, I eat meat sometimes I don't. But listen to this shit. I put pineapple in curry, chunk pineapple.
I do that too.
If you cook it long enough, it takes on the flavor of the curry. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, it becomes a meat substitute.
Yeah, I've actually tried that, and it's fucking delicious.
I love it, bro. I love it.
It is good. And like, I'm still experimenting with different things to do with tofu. Like the tricky thing, you can make it taste like many things. The tricky thing is getting the texture. And I've learned that one of the best ways to get texture down is to use an air fryer and to bake the tofu for so much time. And you'll get that. Yeah. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but the pineapple, I'm big on that. And I also like eggplant curry, but the eggplant tends to break down.
I haven't tried eggplant. I don't think I've even tried eggplant, period. Even on its own, I've never eaten eggplant. I don't even know what it tastes like.
I don't know how to describe it. It tastes like Italian breadcrumbs.
Huh. All I know is that it's used for the dick emoji, and that's why I like it.
Oh, yeah. So, Trobs, now, again, back to the veganism. So, you don't eat cheese or seafood or eggs?
No, although when I first started out, I was a pescatarian, which means I would still eat fish. And the reason why I did that is because I felt that it was less immoral because fish don't have the same sensory shit. But then I found out I was fucking wrong because that's not true. They're actually like, the 3-second like fish thing memory. That's not true. They're actually very intelligent compared to many other animals. So then I felt bad and I was like, fuck, now I've lost my damn fish too. Yeah, but to answer your question, no, I don't fuck with any of that unless I'm tricked. Like I recently bought some beef substitute Boca burgers that had milk in it, and I didn't realize it till afterwards, so I kind of ate that.
Well, I have a solution for you.
What's that?
In Australia, cats are an invasive species. You can
now you're going full Maxi.
No. Don't say the M word, man. Fucking hell.
Maxine.
Hey, was Maxie a vegan at one time? Was she vegetarian or vegan before?
No, I don't think so. She's very anti-vegan.
I know currently she is.
She's not just anti-vegan. She's full on raw meat and raw milk and
anti-cooking.
It's fucking
raw chicken. That's what it is. And look, the idea, I don't know if she's doing it to lose weight, but if I had a choice between eating raw meat and not eating, I don't know. I'd probably lose some weight.
I don't think it has to do with that. I think she believes, from her perspective, that I can't remember the name, Jonas Vander whatever Platz or something like that dude. To me, he's a con artist and he's like a cult leader, but to her, he's legitimate and he's a nutritionist. And I think he convinced her of the primal diet. And she truly does. A lot of people are like, I don't know if she's trolling. I believe she believes what she says. I think she's really sold on it. But that's why it bothers me, because I like Maxie. She's funny as fuck. And she's fucking going to kill herself. Like, salmonella, don't give a fuck if you believe in it or not. It'll still fuck you up.
Tell me she can taste it if there's salmonella. I was like, no, you fucking can't. You can't taste bacteria.
Jesus. So I think sometimes she believes what she believes, but I think she trolls with certain things. Like when she says that, at least I hope that's trolling.
Oh, I don't know if there's.
I like that.
I don't know.
It's pretty cool, man. I just don't like the raw topic. It's been going on too long.
Well, not. It's also that there's no evidence to back it. It's just assertions. And then anytime you dig into it, like all you have to do is look up the parasites. Like, why do we pasteurize milk now? The answer is simple.
Kill bacteria.
If I want to argue with people who don't have fucking evidence to support their claims, I'll just go back to like arguing with Christians.
I agree, but the reason why I keep biting is because Maxie isn't like Christians all the time. She's convinced me of many things that changed my mind. And I was like, I just lost that debate. And you just completely changed my mind, like on AI, for example. So she's not like a complete nutter, but it's just this one topic. And I'm like, that's why I keep biting, because I'm like, there's got to be a way to reach her. There's got to be a way I can fucking get her to see it. But it doesn't.
Calm down on the AI stuff.
Do what?
Try calm down on the AI stuff.
Do you think Maxie is fat, Kelly?
Yeah, Kelly.
I didn't know that, if that's true.
Yeah, Fat Kelly's Maxine.
Really?
I've seen it floated, Kelly was
I've never seen her admit it though.
So the old Kelly that was like the old Kelly that was
correct. Sorry,
maybe it is. If that's the same one that went on and on about how Destiny is the most awesome person in the world.
I've seen the theory floated.
Incest is morally and ethically correct or fine. It's just genetically bad for you. Like there's nothing that doesn't cause suffering. So that's why it's morally okay.
I don't know if you're just steel manning her, but I agree with that. It might make me sound crazy, but that is true.
No. Yeah, it's genetically bad. You shouldn't do it. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not a good thing to do for the population, but ethically and morally, you're doing no wrong here.
Absolutely. I agree.
Do you think it's good for the family unit? Do you think that incest is good for the family unit?
No. I said my view. I didn't know. I'm not going to root my sister. I don't have a sister, but I'm not going to root my cousin either.
So I wouldn't.
But I've got fucking hot cousins, man.
I wasn't talking about rape.
Yeah, it has to be consensual.
But
that wasn't even part of the topic.
But so the way we can address this.
I never brought that up.
Yeah, you did. You said rape multiple times. You said I'm not going to rape my sister. I'm not going to rape my cousin.
Did he? I don't know.
You know, if I did, I didn't mean to. I'm not going to root. No, I said root. Root. I'm Aussie, you fucker. I said I'm not going to root my fucking sister. Root is a word for sex here.
Okay. Guys. Okay.
Fucking thanks for letting me get that one clear, Gads. Fucking Jesus.
So that was a misunderstanding. But
that will get played back in the review.
If that's true, people will do that. So we will find out. But I
will look. People tell us. Go back about a minute and tell us. Did he say root?
If we want to get to the crux of this, what I do is I go. People who feel strongly about this, and that's probably most people, what I want you to do is take out the concern of like fucked up offspring due to like, incest. Let's take that out. Let's say that we have a way to make sure that there's zero possibility
No
of a
cleft,
child.
left, left,
Yes, yes. None of that's possible. Let's take that out completely. Do you still have a moral argument against it? If so, let's hear it. And so far, this is just me. So far, no one has been able to answer that with anything that resembles logic.
But that's not the case, though. We know, like, if you don't have a wide population for breeding, you end up with mongoloids.
No, that's true. But what I'm saying is,
he just said ignore that for the moment.
Yes,
yeah, but
because. Well,
That's
no,
we know you
don't
can't.
do it.
We know you
No,
can't.
hold on.
It's hypothetical territory now, bro.
I know, but I'm just saying. Look at the Habsburgs or the royal family.
So hold on. Is it possible?
Get Andy to answer properly.
Answer this question. Is it possible for for example, cousins, whatever the example is, two cousins, is it possible for them to have sexual intercourse and not have a child? Yes or no? And by the way, I'm not doing the Jesse Lee. Okay, I'm not doing the Jesse Lee Peterson. You can say more than that if you want. But like, answer the question, and you'll kind of understand where I'm going with this.
So for them, it's just surely entertainment. That's the only reason they do it. There's
yes.
No
So
yeah. That's,
so if
whatever.
the only problem,
you got it.
Yes, if the only problem is the possibility for procreation, and they avoid that, can you then still have a moral problem with it? That's the question.
Oh no, that's just that's them a problem. Like they gotta live with whatever that is.
I could.
Why?
Because I don't think it's healthy for a nuclear family.
That's entirely based on how a family is set up socially, which means nothing. It's arbitrary. Like,
yeah, it's different around the world. Like
yeah, exactly. Like,
well, I live in the United States, so I'll keep it to the United States. And around the world, I think the nuclear family is pretty much the same.
No,
it changes.
Exactly.
It changes pretty drastically.
2.4.
Sure. So let's say the United States then.
Like Japan's really weird.
Mate.
I like kind of how like Japan has it. So like if you get lustful and you just go and pay for a prostitute, it's completely fine if you're married, and there's no problems about it. But if you go and have
do you agree with that? Do you agree with prostitution?
Hang on a second. Quiet. If you go and seek out another woman out of lust and cheat on your wife with that woman, that is seen as bad and not acceptable. But as long as you pay for just the sexual,
I find it so weird. I watched videos about that, and they like did street interviews asking women about how they felt about that and if it's cheating, and most of them were like, "No, that's not cheating." And it's so
because
weird.
There's no lust about it. Like I see it as fine. Like it would probably prevent a lot of cheating and actual relationships being ruined.
But
they
still,
could just go seek out a quick fix.
So okay, I won't disagree with it logically. I'm sort of the emotional one here because of my feelings about, like, I believe personally that my position that, like, you shouldn't use another human being as an object. That's wrong morally, and that.
But they have legalized prostitution more so therefore it's regulated and it's people.
I know, and by the way, I'm pro legalization of prostitution.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's a whole different thing. Whether or not I think that it's personally moral has nothing to do with that, because I don't think
the oldest industry in the world.
Well, there's that, and there's also the fact that making something illegal tends to make things worse. The reason why so many people die and like so many prostitutes get fucked up and shit and can't go to the police and stuff is because it's fucking illegal. What are they going to do? Like, go rat themselves out? And that's why, like, countries that legalize it, it's far better, because then they have to do like STD tests regularly. It's controlled.
Well, if it was legalized, you'd have like an actual, like a brothel, which then would be taxed and regulated, where they'd pay in the taxes, and then you wouldn't have these prostitutes in prisons taking up more tax dollars. You'd have them actually working and paying taxes.
Yes, which is why
is mentally healthy. Is that a mentally healthy thing?
Look at porn stars. Do you think they're mentally healthy? They look fucking happy as could be.
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't call it mental illness. I disagree with it personally, but I wouldn't call it. I think it's a value. It's a difference in values. Is all it is.
Well, no, there's like nymphomaniacs, people who just literally crave it all the time.
Now that is mental illness, but that's not exactly what we're We're talking about like
that's
in
the
general.
perfect solution for them, as long as it's like tested clientele and everything like that, use protection and stuff like.
Well, no.
Are they happy to sell their pussy?
It depends. There's different like subcategories of prostitutes. Some do it because they feel like they need the money, etc., and some don't make that much. And some people like just love it. It's like they feel like they're pleasing guys and they love to please guys, etc.
This submissive thing.
Yeah, that's a big part of it as well. I would personally never do that because I don't believe in casual sex.
That one in Czechoslovakia, it's like women in different holes. Like some of them have their butts hanging out, some have their heads there, like a whole like glue. It's like everything different.
No, but that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, you just go in there and there's like guys all around the room doing.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. Yes, it's like Czech gangbang shit.
Yeah, that has like pictures all over the walls, like all posted on the wall. Like,
dude, that's actually that's kind of hot. Like, so I have to explain this because a lot of people are like, dude, that's hypocritical because of your beliefs. and this is true with women as well. Most women, this is going to sound like it's not related, but I promise you it is. Most women have a fantasy of being raped. And then people go, oh, that means women want to be raped. No. So when it comes to sexual fantasies, oftentimes we role play in our heads, and it doesn't mean it's literal. That's what I do when I watch something like Czech gangbang, and I'm like, that's hot. That doesn't mean that I literally want to fucking fuck a prostitute or whatever. I have to say that because so many people take it instantly literally and like, that makes no sense because you don't believe in casual sex. Does that make sense?
You gotta put yourself in a mental situation to get the FAP done and then go to bed.
Yes, and I don't have to breach anything with my ethics because someone already did it and it's not me. And I'm not doing anything personally. I'm just fucking, I think it's kind of hot.
Made me cough there. Woo.
Hey, Pops, back to the veganism. What about cheese? You can't eat cheese. Why?
I choose not to because, so a lot of people think that it's all about like slaughtering animals. Yes, that is worse, but that's not it. Every single part, even the most humane dairy farmer, for example, treats their animals like absolute garbage, in my opinion. Like the whole process, like cows are basically milked to a point that they literally die extremely early. They get broken bones and shit because they're not evolutionarily designed to produce that much milk.
That's not the case. I worked on a dairy farm.
Maybe it depends on the specific farm.
We've had cows there for like 20 years.
That is that proves my point because in nature they live way, way, way longer than that.
Nah.
Like
where's cows in nature? Because
exactly.
No. They have a, how do I put this? They have common ancestors because it's not like we just created cows ourselves. We didn't make them.
Buffalo and water buffalo are about the only, but they're far different.
Well, there's an intermediary in between those that it's like a common ancestor. It's the same as us and like great apes, like
kind of like yaks and other ones. But they're so, cows are one of the first domesticated animals. They're so selectively bred to be exactly what we want, either meat production, milk production,
longevity.
Yeah, like if you have a milk cow, you want to have longevity, and they're fed, like dairy cows are very well taken care of. Like the farmer loves his animals. That's his everything. He takes care of them like they're his children.
That's his capitalist ride.
Well, that's true as well. That's what I usually believe whenever people talk about the farmer loving their animals. It's not in the same way that I say when I say I love animals. It's because they're getting something from it. That's not
but
really
if it wasn't for that industry, those cows wouldn't even exist to begin with, so they'd have no life at all.
Well, those specific ones, yes, but the natural version would be around. Just not nearly as many.
They are around. The natural version are around. We just have more. We have 1.5 billion cows in the world now.
I know, but yes, but those were genetically designed for us, which in of itself is wrong.
Bred. It was bred. We're bred.
Exactly. Yes,
We're
but
selective breeding in a
What
way.
about
Our parents
not
did that.
Is it wrong to selectively breed plants?
That's not even close to being the same morally, because plants aren't even close to animals morally.
Like, a lot of your crops that you eat come from mustard plant, which was selectively bred to make like Brussels sprouts,
True,
cauliflower, broccoli,
but there's no ethical dilemma there. Like,
No.
why would I have
Yeah.
any issue with?
It's all done for food supply, so that way we can survive. It's about our survival.
No, it's not.
Modified corn.
It's so hold on, let me address one thing at a time. It is not. Most people say this, and that's you using mental gymnastics to defend yourself, and I'll explain why. We do not, full stop, factually, not my opinion. We do not require meat, which means it's not about survival, it's about personal taste. We don't need it at all. We haven't for many, many decades. So it is true that we need B12, and then we get into an entirely different argument, and people go, so that shows that we need meat because that's the only way we get it, and that's like how we've evolved. That's not true either, because animals.
A lot of people, it's a staple of their diet.
Now that's true.
Like, I eat a balanced meals of vegetables. That's a good starch, like potatoes usually, meat.
Yes.
Every meal.
And if you're saying that it's like you're used to it, it's a staple, I have no problem with that. But it's not about survival at all. That plays no role unless you live in like a third world country to where you have no access to anything else.
But that goes back to like the refrigerator just came about like 60 years ago, 70 years ago, when refrigerators really became widespread use in people's homes. Like before that, you had to have preservations, you had root cellars, you had to grow crops that would last until next season's crop is harvested. Meats, like you had to butcher in the wintertime and make sure that lasted you all the way through until next winter. Like everything was done in certain ways for preservation, and meat held up really well.
Yes,
for
but
preservation.
I don't think that big picture in general, that it has ever been like overall, not in specific regions, but overall, I don't think it's ever been a requirement. And that's why we aren't made for it. Have you noticed that carnivores have jaws that open vertically to tear flesh? Ours work side to side, which is designed for grinding plants. We've got our intestines.
I said we're for cellulose. That's why we have canines. That was for tearing cellulose.
Exactly. So the point I'm making is none of this is natural. If that, a lot of people like to make the natural argument, then they like
anything we do is natural. We are part of nature. Everything.
No, that's not what we mean when we say natural. Yeah, that's two different words. So yes, we use the same term to talk about these different things, but we're not talking about the same thing right now. When I say natural, I mean that we are kind of like evolutionarily designed for this. So you could say that everything.
Well, we're not designed at all, really. We just
yes, I know. I'm
adapt.
I know, but so.
I say how to say that.
So okay, design. Throw out that part, but everything else, you know what I mean. So we're talking about two different things. When you say natural and when I say natural, we're not talking about the same thing. So it becomes like talking past one another. So the point I'm making is we did not evolve for meat. The only reason why we were able to handle meat is because we learned to cook and we had tools. And other than that, like we have to fight against evolution, actually. Like, if it weren't for the ability to do the things that we can do because of our intelligence and tools and etc., we would be like the same problem that I had about when we were talking about Maxie earlier would have been a problem for humans. They would be dying en masse because they don't have acidic stomachs, which kill parasites because of their intestine isn't designed to allow quick passage so that fungal shit and all that. Like every single part of us, if you go from like head to toe, we are designed to consume plant matter. And when I say designed, of course, we already covered it. I don't mean creator. I mean how we evolved. But the what I was talking about earlier that we kind of got into was so research has shown for sure, this may not apply to every single farmer, so you might have an anecdotal experience that goes against this, and that's fine. But big picture, industrial farming, it has been shown and studied that the dairy cows that are used there tend to get osteoporosis. Their bones break easily because they're milked to the point where they don't get adequate nutrition. Their bones break like nothing, and they're treated like garbage.
They're fed around the clock usually. Like they're always topped up. Like they're always well fed dairy cows, especially. Like that's what I did at the dairy farmers. I'd mix up rations and then track the ration wagon around and fill their trough up.
Well, again, it may not apply to all, but big picture, this is a factual statement. Like modern industrial farming, this is how it works.
Good production out of dairy cows, you need to keep them happy. Happy cows don't produce as much milk. You want to get every liter out of them as you get. Well, it's pounds, because by pounds, how many pounds they produce, and
more money per cow.
So by just keeping them happy, let them go out to pasture. They know what time, like they know when it's milking time too. Like you put them out to pasture, they know exactly. It's like 5 o'clock. It's milking time. Boom, they automatically line up, come in, ready to get milk. They'll go into a stall. They know it's feeding time. They know the wagon's going to come around, feed them. And that's 3 times, well, up to 3 times a day.
Yes. And so there's I still stand by the whole part of the ethical argument there, but even a different side of the ethical argument is, who are we to decide that we're going to take, like, what is milk? Let's break it down. What is milk? What is it for?
Well, you gotta have them. You keep them pregnant, basically. You keep
exactly.
Them
so yes,
over
yes.
and over,
so yes. So
the coming in.
Yes. So the short answer is, it is calf growth food. It's exactly the same thing as milk from the breasts of a human mother.
Yeah,
that's what it's for. And then we were like, let's make this ours. That is full stop wrong.
Well,
even
again,
on
that comes down to food survival, basic survival. We saw a resource that could be used, and we turned it into cheese and butter for a longer shelf life. And we ate yogurts a lot. Like back in the Jewish, they had curds. They ate a lot of curdled milk.
It may be
Trobs,
true.
Butter's some good shit, Trobs.
That's true. But so so if what you're saying is that in the beginning it was a survival, goats. If it was a survival thing, that may be true. 100%.
Mostly goats. That's where most of that came from, is goat milking, and sheep milking, and then it moved on to bigger cows. I think came from up north of the Black Sea more. Like
if you milk a cow for a year, you get the same nutrients from the cow as if you ate the cow, but at the end of the year, you still have the cow.
Well, no, you get a whole cow too, because you have to impregnate that cow for offspring to even make milk.
So you gain resources. You're not losing the resources you start with. So that's why it propagated.
Right. So what
I was do it all because of survival. Like every kind of farming is done.
No.
Survival.
So this is where I want to focus, because it's important to, at least in my opinion. So what I will concede is that in some cases, or maybe even all of them, it may be true that our practices originated due to survival. But if you're going to make the claim that we currently do these practices for survival, that is factually incorrect, because we don't need any of it.
Well, we'll need some kind of form of subsistence. I mean, that's why I think if we divest a lot of money into that lab-grown meat, basically you're taking the cells of a couple cows. You don't even have to kill them or anything like that. You just get cells from their muscles, put it on a petri dish. You make a big vat of chemicals, and it just prints out steaks one after another. It's real meat down to the cellular level, but it's done in a lab where you have to grow it, kill it, or anything. It's just literally a copy.
Honestly, I love that. So the only thing, and I remember saying to you that I need to look into this, and I never fucking did. I need to remember to do that, because part of me is still concerned. You got to understand, I'm a layman when it comes to this. I know nothing, like nothing at all, which means I need to understand the process and whether or not there's like any possible unintended consequences.
No, it's just basically taking cells and reproducing with like stem cells, and then just printing basically muscle material. like you would just like steaks.
No, that's not what I mean. Morally, I don't see any problem. What I mean is,
chemically and biologically, it's just like real tissue. It's just grown in a lab without having to be in a factory.
True. But so do we know for a fact that it's not the exact same thing tissue, but the process itself created some other sort of chemical? Like, do we know that? Do we know that
it won't create nothing? It's the same proteins. It's just using muscle proteins the DNA to make muscle proteins.
Right, So I understand that part. So the output, though, so all it is the DNA to create muscle protein, etc. And we know that that is replicated when it's done. What I'm asking is, do we have the replication plus something else that wasn't intended for? Like
you put in the raw resources, like what it would take to grow that naturally. So whatever your muscles will need to actually grow in real time, you just add those chemicals through the base right into the petri dish, basically, or whatever your silo system is. So you'd have silos set up with the different chemicals you'd mix to make the ooze, whatever that would make the stem cells, or whatever that would become the meat.
Yes, I understand. I understand how it's described.
But you're cutting out like the whole process of having to raise cattle on a farm, transport all that cattle, butchering all that cattle, all the waste from butchering and all that stuff, to just where you're taking basic raw resources and printing out steaks, and then you can just distribute it.
And when's this going to be available? Like, wholesale to the general public?
They're working on it. Like, they already did test it.
I understand. When's it going to be available?
No, hold on. I think there is lab-grown meat available right now.
No, it's just to the general public, like to the masses.
Yeah, it is right now.
Campbell's Chicken Soup. That guy's like, it's freaking lab-grown meat. It's not even real meat.
I don't know if that's true, because there are people. Well, I know, but there are people claiming that specific guy. We don't have facts. We have that dude saying that, and there are people that are
trying to spin it now because it came out.
That's possible, but we don't know for sure. The truth is, we don't know.
But why would he said it if it wasn't true? He was the one blowing off. Didn't know he was on a hot mic.
He might have been a conspiracy theorist that believes in
he was like
sorts
a CEO.
I don't think that's true.
It was the CEO of Campbell's that freaking, I think, when it went off, and then the board threw him off because he said that.
I need to look into it again, because I thought it was a big time manager dude, but not CEO.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a CEO.
Okay, I need to look more into it again.
But it is interesting. Out there.
But like even if we so I don't know about that. Gadwin's probably right, because I don't know much about it. But like, even if we cut out the Campbell's thing, all that, there is lab grown meat you can get in the grocery store right now. Like, it's available. It's just not like everywhere. It's not mass. It's not like crazy.
Huh.
And I don't know much about it. So,
Crops, do you like vegan burgers?
Yes. My favorite is a letdown. My favorite is
his vice president.
Somebody's got a vibrator going on. It's in their butthole.
Yeah,
I'm getting a phone call.
Yeah, it was the vice president and chief information security officer for the Campbell Soup Company. So like, he was basically next to the CEO, vice president.
I still like
Gadwin,
this is.
Don't you feed your boys ramen? I remember you talking about.
I eat the hell out of ramen. I love that stuff. My boys do too.
I wonder if ramen's better than Campbell's.
I guarantee you it is.
I mean, it still has a lot of, what is it, MSG or whatever.
It depends on what we're talking about. If you're talking about like the cardboard little brick things you break apart.
Oh yeah, I love those. I love ramen noodles.
I eat real ramen, and it's far more nutritious.
Real fucking ramen. This guy.
Well, no, it's. I'm not saying that
ramen noodles are fucking real as could be, man.
Well, no, what I mean is I'm not doing like that entitled I'm a vegan thing. I'm just like, there is actual, I don't even know how you pronounce it now. Ramen. There is actual, yes. There's like a Japanese, that's where we got it from. And it's not the same as like those little packet things.
Yeah, actual obasoba.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And like, to me, I think it's factually far more nutritious.
Oh yeah. I like the black trays, the ones that have the like cellophane wrap that have the black trays that have the liquid mix that you mix into them. Oh, you get them.
I haven't tried those.
Oh, they're really good, and they have like actual like a little vegetable pack has like little leafy greens and mushrooms and stuff in it that you dump in when you go.
Wow, veggies.
Oh, they're really good. Like teriyaki, the chicken teriyaki.
I've seen some in the frozen aisle. They're not common, but there's like little meals that are like noodles, and they have like, you know, chicken and vegetables and stuff in them. I've been wanting to try those.
Yeah, I couldn't do it like you, Trops. Like, I love Chinese food too much. Like, I order like walnut chicken and freaking Happy Families, and
it's it's the same. Like it sucks. I'm not gonna say that it's great. It's I'm not a vegan for taste. Like
I eat everything for texture and taste. Like I enjoy food. I don't eat a lot of food. Like I eat to live, but I don't live to eat.
Yeah.
But when I do eat, I want to eat good food.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be like I won't say I don't miss it, because that would be a lie. I do every day, but there is some fucking delicious vegan food. Like seriously, no joke.
Tribes, Indian food is freaking awesome, man. Awesome.
It is, and there's a lot of vegan Indian food, by the way. And Japanese. I don't think there's a ton of Chinese vegan food. And there's a lot of food that people don't know is vegan because they don't care about it because they're not vegan. There's like most potato chips, for example.
I was just gonna say potato chips are freaking vegan because
Oreos are vegan. There's quite a few things that some people wouldn't expect, and they're still good to go. They probably do.
Couldn't hear that. It's Mark's gone fuck.
I had some plant-based beef jerky not too long ago. It was actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. That's one of the things I just gave up. I'm like, I'll never get a replacement for that.
Oh yeah, it's like little bags of. It was some kind of plant. I forget. It looked like the little balls hanging off this like stem. A bunch of them.
Does it have a similar texture? It's like hard.
Oh yeah, it looks and tastes just like beef jerky. It has a little bit of a weird aftertaste, but I mean, I was like, I can't believe it's not beef jerky.
It's like, I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah, I wanted to try it. I was like, well, fuck. It was like $1 something for a pack because nobody else would eat it. They just saw what it was and be like, nah, I'm not eating that. And I was like, well, fuck it, I'll try it.
Was it reduced or was that just the normal price?
It was reduced down. It was like $1 something for a pack of it. So I bought like 2 of them, I think.
Damn, if I see it, I need to try that shit.
That's pretty good. I can't hear you, Andy.
Hey,
yeah,
I was saying,
there you go.
I like meat that's about to expire. They reduce it, and it's already been aged.
I did that every day when I was a meat eater. I would go in at the exact time that they would reduce meat, and I would grab up all the fucking reduced shit because, especially when I worked at a grocery store, that was like one little benefit is I knew exact timing, and I worked there every single day except for like 2 days a week. So I had access to when you're there all the time, you don't have to buy for a week. You're there all the time. So you can get all the good deals on reduced shit and use it without it going bad. And these days, you fucking need that shit. Fucking food is outrageous.
Dude, I saw the gas price on the way home. Here, it's $4.79 a gallon.
Dude, you know what pisses me off about that? Fucking Obama. Obama raised the damn gas prices, and then he fucking grocery prices too. Fuck.
Yeah, fucking Biden. I can't believe Biden was fucking did it.
Wow. Hey, eggs are cheap.
No, they're not.
Under $2 a dozen is cheap in my book.
Not for long. Look at the gas prices. All that's going to go into the cost.
Yeah, well, nothing's static as far as food prices go. I mean, I'm well aware.
Trump just started attacking Iran again, I think today or yesterday. I can't
really
remember anymore. Yeah.
Did he start it again?
Yep.
Of course.
Blowing shit up again.
I wish you'd hurry up and get rid of those
You think because of the
motherfuckers.
midterms, eh? I didn't actually expect him to start shit until after. So yeah, it's fucking fun.
Yeah.
I don't
No
know.
matter what, you're gonna frame it so it's not good. Good for the midterms, bad for the midterms. It depends on your need.
What is he talking about?
It's obvious.
What are you talking about, nutter? For fuck's sake.
If you don't understand, I can't help you. That's the way you were born.
No, I don't understand you, mate. No one really does, generally.
Most do not.
Oh,
Most do not. You are correct.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's a thing.
You,
there,
on the other hand, you appeal to the simplest of man.
Oh, yeah. How's your engineering going, brother?
Yeah.
I fucking wouldn't fucking stand on anything you ever engineered.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
Who the fuck are you?
You don't care about a lot of shit, mate. Dig, baby. Drill,
Okay,
baby.
I care
like
about
a married
the
couple on
nuclear
vacation.
family. I care about the nuclear family. Do you?
So hold on a second. Hold on a second. Sometimes we get emotional and we lose track and we're not as logical as we normally are. So I want to ask a question. When I was, quote, debating with Odd earlier in this very live stream, was I behaving like that?
No,
Honestly,
no,
like,
no,
okay.
No, not at all.
I just want to know
No.
because it's hard. You can't gauge yourself the way that you can other people.
Yeah, I don't believe you were anyway, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay. That answers my question. And you would tell me if it was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do the emotional thing only on certain people because it amuses me.
Right.
Like JT, my favourite fan, and Mr. Popcorn 504 here. Oh, and Rash. Don't get me wrong. I nearly forgot the key one. He's a funny one. But yeah, it's shits and giggles.
A lot of people, like, I won't say everyone, but in general, some right wingers are so tribal, they can't understand. Like, to them, it's like Rash is part of our clique. And they're like, how could you not be friends with him? Because that's how they operate. And I'm like, dude, that's not how it works. Like, I'm not a big fan of Rash. Just because he's like a leftist.
8 years, brother. Like, I gave him fucking 8 years, man. Like, I have the right to not like Rash anymore.
Well, everyone has the right to, like, my whole point is that that's not how things work. Like, just because you share one thing in common, that's tribalism. Like, just because, like, even atheists, just because someone's an atheist, that does not mean I'm automatically going to be their fucking brother for life.
Absolutely.
Or a vegan.
A lot of atheists.
Or vegan. There's vegans that I'm like, dude, are you serious right now? Especially the ones that are like too self-righteous.
Hello, I'm Andy and I'm a vegan. Pleased to meet you.
That's like the gays, how they used to introduce themselves as being gay all the time or whatever. We got that a lot here. It'd be in the introduction. It's pretty funny. I have no problems with gays. It's just when they come up and like advertise it directly at you. They might not say it verbally, but yeah, it's there.
So I'll agree.
Image, so they put it out, you know?
Yes, I'll agree currently, depending on where you live. But initially, I defend it. And the reason why is because the reason why they did that early on is because they were treated like garbage. So it was almost like being in a fucking Alcoholics Anonymous class. Like you have all this shame and all this repressed guilt and shittiness going on because of how other people treated you. And I think that's why they started doing that. And it became a big deal to come out. Now, I will say
it's with the trans as well now. Like,
yes.
You go on atheist channels and there's a lot of trans there. And it's because they've been accepted and they now do that advocate.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with any of them. I don't give a fuck because they're just not part of my universe.
Right.
You know, like, it's, yeah. Fuck, I hate just as many Caucasian Australians. And that's what I am. So, we got a lot of cunts here too.
Well, that's the thing. I think everyone should think that way. Who gives a fuck about some arbitrary grouping? Like, I am white, obviously, as fuck. Like that, but it doesn't mean anything about me. It's not important. I don't give a fuck about it. Like, why would someone turn that into a part of their identity? I don't
I've
get
got
it.
lots of prejudices. But
you're ginger.
They're not all racist. They're not all sexist. They're not all.
Is being liberal part of your identity?
I'm not liberal. Where do you get liberal from, fuckface?
I'm actually. It depends on who you're asking, but if you're asking me, I'm a leftist, so I actually don't like liberals in general.
Liberals in Australia are more like MAGA. We have a Labor Party and a Liberal Party.
I misspoke. Actually, I misspoke. Tribes corrected me.
Keep your politics out of my fucking conversations with you, brother.
I think I get what you wanted to ask, and that's fine. So I'll answer. It depends on what you mean by identify. Usually when I say identify, it means I don't strongly consider it like it's important to me. I don't do that with almost anything, even atheism. I don't believe in that because it causes you to not think logically. Then you start it becomes something that your ego attaches to, and then you defend it like a fucking like you're defending your wife or something. So I don't like doing that.
Would you agree that most people are self-serving?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That was easy.
Well, the main reason is because you said most people. If you had said everyone, then I would disagree.
Well, of course, I wouldn't do that. The only time I would do that is in conversation, and even when I do state absolutes, I generally don't intend to.
Right. I do the same. And people sometimes get irritated. They're like, you're always saying generally and sometimes. And I'm like, there's a reason for that, because it's to keep people like you from freaking the fuck out and going, oh.
I got in trouble for saying most all the time. Most people this, most people that.
Yeah. So
why don't you do
it? It depends on why you're saying that. So if you're saying that in order to make a truth statement, it's fallacious, because that's called the appeal to the majority, meaning you're trying to use most people to show something is true, when what most people believes has nothing to do with truth at all. It's like completely separated. Like most people, if the whole world worked that way, we would have never discovered that the earth is an oblate spheroid, because most people would have said, fuck that shit, it's flat.
Wait, it's not flat?
No, of course it's flat. I'm just being sarcastic, dude. We all know the earth's flat. Okay. Fuck.
They just sent the Artemis through the firmament. Jesus, didn't you watch that?
That's actually the origin of a lot of flat earth conspiracy shit. Is the Bible says that firmament, and that literally means that there's like a top and bottom portion. So they're like, that means it's flat.
Oi, interruption. Sorry, put up Knights of Kadosha's comment. What the fuck is he on about? This is the most stupidest comment of the evening or morning or whatever it is.
So that's actually factually incorrect. Most scientists are in fact atheists.
It's like 94%.
And more than that. So it keeps rising, and Neil deGrasse Tyson goes on this pretty well. So it starts with scientists, and it's a pretty high number. And then it's like experts. It's like 98 point something percent. Like the more knowledge you have, the more likely you are to be an atheist. And that's not me saying that because I'm an atheist. It's not emotional. It's a fact. It's like we have studies that show this. But so you fucking roped me in and made me eat my own damn words. I literally started by saying this is the appeal to the majority. And then someone said something about atheism, and then I fucking bit, and then I used the appeal to the majority. And then I said most people, well, in this case, it's most scientists. So maybe it's not an appeal to the majority because it's actually authority. Maybe I can slip out of that one.
I just got to the end of Andy's comment there. Andy C's comment.
You're a social outcast. wanting attention and have nothing to lose. Your holy book requires you to believe. Learning is hard. I like it. Honestly, I dropped chat a while back. You notice I don't even put it on the screen anymore. Like my brain can't handle like it. The
Fair
chat
enough.
it's too big right now. Like I can't deal with it. And if I do, even just clicking, literally doing this, boom, boom, boom. I'm so ADHD, I won't hear anything you guys say. So at the moment, it's just going to have to be as it is.
Kadosh is still continuing, doubling down. Fucking what a mate. Atheists
go ahead.
And scientists are separate, mate.
Well, read it first because some people aren't reading chat. So let me read it. Atheists pretend science is on their side. That's why it's important to point out that the majority of scientists are not atheists and do not agree with atheism. But so your whole point is predicated on false information because most scientists are atheists. Like you're wrong.
Statistical science supports that, brother. Full on. And all science does is try to falsify your fucking claims of not being atheist. And if you tell us your religion, we'll point out the contradictions and the fallacies.
Most scientists aren't atheists. Actually.
I actually literally, you notice I got quiet? I literally pulled up the exact fucking same thing that Gadwin just said. And I'm in the process of reading it right now. but hold on. What the second part that I said is factually true. Elite scientists.
Well, I was going to say, because there's a lot of Muslim scientists, and I mean, they can coexist. Like science is really, and the mathematics and Islam go together.
Yeah,
they drive well.
But so the more still.
Why is that?
So hold on. First, let's find out what is the total. Look this up for me, somebody. What is the percentage of Americans that are religious? And I've got a point I want to make regarding this.
I have a guess.
Well, we want the actual number though because it's important to.
I'd like Kodash to define scientist because mate, your elite scientists is the ones that have PhDs. I'm gathering.
Yeah, well, no, you have to define. You have to define elite.
Yeah. Cool. And the ones with PhD is up around the 80-90th percentile.
I don't consider social science a real science. So those in my
psychology isn't a science. Fuck me.
Well,
some clarification would be needed.
Okay, so
math to science.
So look, this is the point I want to make. Approximately 84% of the world's population is affiliated with a religious group and is some form of theism. Okay. 84%. So that's what you have to pull from. And then we've got scientists, which it drops drastically to, I suck at math. What's the reverse of 41%? Like what's left over there?
59.
59% of scientists are theists. Now, remember, we started with 84%. And so the very fact that these are people that adhere to scientific values, it has already dropped quite a bit. And then we've got elite scientists, which I will cover in just a moment, which goes up to 93%. And that's how this is defined is according to the National Academy of Sciences. And these are the people that have contributed the most to their respective field. They get like honors and fucking win awards like crazy. They're considered the best of the best, the cream of the crop. So as you noticed, it's still true that as more knowledge increases, theism decreases.
I'd say
critical thinking ability. Are you appealing to authority right now?
Well, appealing to authority is fine as long as it's not false authority.
Oh, so your appeal to authority is okay. Okay, I got you.
No, any appeal to authority is okay if said authority is an actual authority. And in this case,
I'm
it is.
talking about your authority that you just stated. You consider it okay.
Yes, and because it's grounded out by the facts and the data. It's not something I pulled up just because I'm an atheist. Like it's what the facts are.
Science isn't correlated to atheism. Hey, Knight of Kadash, you know that the acronym's COCK, right? So COCK, it's not related in any way, shape, or form. An atheist is somebody that rejects the belief in a deity. Now, I can use science to support my claim. You can't. If you can, tell us what religion. Is that rash, Andy? That would be quite fitting and possibly Terry.
Well,
very
I mean,
much
I
correct.
think like
I
the
agree.
miracle of
But it
life
is
kind of
not a
explains
swastika, not
religion.
normal. Sorry, Andy, what was that? I missed that. I was reading.
The miracle of life, the order of nature.
Mate, life is what is your body made from? Non-living atoms, right? So you can't just say life is the proof of God. You need to show evidence for your God, and that is not it.
That's what you say.
No, that's the truth. You're made of fucking
that is your opinion.
Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and potassium.
You cannot conflate your opinion with reality.
Listen, are you going to
reality, there is no answer, and you think you have it.
With your misinformation, or are you going to listen to me?
Why should I listen to your ignorance, though?
Because you asked a question, you fucking
you think other people
retard.
are wrong and that you're right. You're here for affirmation.
Retard. You're made from carbon, hydrogen,
now,
nitrogen, oxygen,
here
phosphorus,
you go with the name calling. Real intelligent, buddy.
Dude, you talked over me after asking a question.
That's because you're... Dude.
You talked over me after asking a question. You talked over me. Do you understand
you spouted your ignorance. I got it.
Oh, there's nothing ignorant here. You didn't let me finish explaining that you didn't come from a life.
Yeah, I know.
You came from atoms that are arranged in an order.
I got it.
Talk over me again. Really? No wonder your whole fucking MAGA section of your country is...
Dude, you don't have to take fucking 20 minutes to explain 2 sentences.
Mate, I took 3 sentences and you didn't let me get through one of them.
Gadwin and I are just sitting here like, when is this going to end?
I started searching YouTube, like looking through videos.
You're trying to use scientific method to prove your needs.
No, I'm telling you factually that non-life makes up your whole fucking human body that you call living.
So hold on, I want to answer someone in chat here from my perspective. This is just my opinion. Why are 80% of atheists leftist libtards? Why the correlation? Because there is a truth. Right. There's a truth bias in leftism, just like as there is with atheism. We care more about what is true, and we're less likely to bite on emotional shit. So it's the same. It's the same answer to both. It's correlated because knowledge is correlated with both. Guys, I'm way fucking. I shouldn't have ran this long. Like, we got to wrap up in like 8 minutes. I've got to sleep in an hour, and I haven't eaten in like fucking forever. This got too interesting. Fucking, you guys did it to me again.
Trumps, what are you eating since you're a fairly new vegan? Are you trying something new?
Well, that's one benefit to being a new. I think it's going to get harder to remain a vegan because I won't be. Like right now, I'm experimenting like a motherfucker about different types of shit, like different versions of like tofu or like different like noodle recipes and like different types of what is it called? Noodles in Japan that have like
obasoba.
No,
like udon.
it's a simple word. It's used all the time. Like one curries and the Japanese word I can't think of, but it's like
I think you're thinking of udon.
No, not that. That's a specific type of noodle, and I love them. But like, it's what the fuck? It's in anime all the time. They eat it like this, and it's
soba.
No, it's a more generic term. It's not something specific. It's like maybe it's called ramen. It's a type of noodles, but it's like there's many different versions of it. I just can't think of it.
KOK just said that biology is a social construct. Like,
what?
Biology. I think they're trying to rope in the transgender thing here as telling us that they don't know the difference between sex and gender in a 5-lined text. That's fucking humorous to me.
Hey, Adi, do you think men should be in women's sports?
Hey, dude, I don't give a fuck what they do, mate. It has nothing to do with me because I'm not fucking prejudiced against trans. Do you know the difference between sex and gender, Andy?
There are none.
Wow, gender's a social construct and sex is a biological fact, male and female.
That? Who invented that?
It's got nothing to do with inventing, knob knocker. Gender's also been around for over 2,000 plus years that we know of. It's not a new thing. This is a
my
social
gender is
construct.
I got a cock between my legs.
Gender roles,
that's your
like
sex.
Mother, father,
you
sister,
dumb fuck,
brother,
idiot, 504 MAGA cunt.
Yeah,
Nazi
I believe
prick.
in sissy men, but I don't believe men can be girls. They can be like girly men.
I know, but I'm sorry, but that is not even anything to do with ideology. That's factually wrong. Even if we were to, let's cut gender out and social shit entirely. Biology exists on a spectrum. It exists on a spectrum, which means that you understand that unisex, there's many unisex conditions, and that shows there is no binary. It's not men and women. There's a lot of in between, which means
it's a mutation. Just like being born with 6 fingers.
It doesn't matter.
Having 5 fingers is a mutation. You look.
Even
evolved from amoeba.
In the strictest sense, you could say it's a mutation.
I know that's fine. Look. I'm fine. Look, I'm not going to freak out over the word mutation. So let's just agree on that. It's a mutation. It doesn't change anything because it's naturally occurring and has always done so. My point is that it's not a binary. It's not men and women. There's always been a lot of in between.
Right. You have mutations. You have man, woman, mutation.
But it doesn't matter that it's a mutation.
We all start as woman. And if we're given a Y chromosome, then we convert from the female form into a male form using testosterone. And it comes down to the level.
And what's your point of that, Dad? What is the end of your argument? I've heard this. What do you drive me at?
Women can tell like if it needs more male presence or female presence, and then their body will produce either or depending on kind of the needs of the colony.
Oh yeah, okay.
Provide.
So what? Mankind's about 50-50, right?
No, we're basically all start as female, and if society needs it, we get a Y chromosome and get testosterone, which converts us into a male.
And you believe that? You believe that in the present day? You truly believe that?
That's why you have nipples, Andy. What's the point of males having nipples?
My thing is like
nipples are a non-functioning version of female nipples, I guess.
Exactly, because you started as a female and converted into a male.
It's part of our physiology.
Yeah, but
I don't have any
female. You start female, and it's
so that's your argumentation. I have nipples, and I started as a female. Okay.
Yeah, but hold on. I know this sounds crazy, but it's not a belief. Like you're like, you actually believe that? Like you're like, that is fucking crazy. It's a fact. We know this. We can measure it. Like like it's not a belief.
And then there can be environmental impacts, like if you're prematurely and you're not fully through the whatever conversion or whatever.
Let me ask you this: the average pregnant person knows the need for male and females in the population.
Well, it's like a hormonal thing. It kind of like we're not as communal as we used to. So when it was more communal, it had more effect on people. But nowadays, it's not as effective.
Keep it simple, man.
All right, guys. I'm gonna have to shut down. This was a fun one.
It was.
Too fun.
All right, Tom.
We had a
Good luck
Nazi
with
here.
veganism,
It's fucking
man.
brilliant.
Hold on, let me double check real quick. We got some crazy person. Oh, I think it's JT. Not a
I
crazy
thought you were
person.
doing prostate checks.
Sorry, JT. Sorry, JT. I'm ending right now. I can't get sucked in anymore, but I will quickly look up.
Oh, the angry American's been refused. Sorry. Thank you. I couldn't be bothered dealing with him either.
I want to pull up my next live stream real quick because I can't even fucking remember it.
Yeah, I can't believe you did it while I was at work, and then by the time I get home, literally sit down, it was over.
It might happen again. I can't control my schedule. It's crazy right now.
No, you gotta tell him, be like, "Hey, this is how we're doing it, buddy."
So right now,
Fuck you, Audi. I've got shit to do. No.
So next one is Wednesday the 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, that's more acceptable.
Well, that's what I was shooting for. I was trying to make it closer to my old time, and the only reason I can do it this day is because I'm off the next day. Normally I open, which means I can't be up that late. But this time I can work it out, but we're going to lose Mao because that's too late for him. You can't make everybody happy. I wake up at 3 a.m. and start at 5:30. I cannot. I know a lot of people can. I can't wake up and function. It don't work. It takes me hours to wake up.
I get up at 5 and I'll have to be at work till 8.
That's about what I do. That's about what I do.
A whole hour just to get to work, pretty much. Well, 50 minutes.
Wait,
now it takes me like 30 minutes to get, not even 30 minutes to get to work, but I take.
Didn't you say you wake up at 5 and you don't have to be there till 8?
Yep.
That's 3 hours.
Yeah.
I thought you said you give yourself an hour.
But out of that time allocation, there's a whole hour where it's pretty much almost just for the transportation. I give myself extra time, get there early, take my time getting in there, kind of take a smoke break before I go in with my vape.
Yeah. I don't
rush unless I have to.
Well, that's the thing is if I just wake up and I have to go, my whole day is fucking shit. Like I didn't get the time to get my coffee and like whatever your little personal thing, your little rituals are, you need those. It's
first
important.
Thing I do, literally, the first thing I do is I wake up, I go downstairs, I get a glass of water, just hammer a glass of water. It starts your whole system up. You can feel it actually going down through like your whole body almost, like just the coldness of it, and it just starting everything up.
Yeah.
You wake up in about 20 minutes, you're like fully good.
Yep. Well, guys,
guys. Yeah.
I'm going to make some food. It was fun. I will see you guys later, especially if you're available during that time. I think Odd said that you can't do it.
Maybe, I don't know. I've got control where I work. I might just chuck on a headset and the excavator.
It's like 9 in the morning for him.
Yeah. It's just that it's weekdays, so that's why it's a bit more stranger. I might be leaving this place soon anyway. They're quite out of control with what they're doing. They want to tap sludge and dump it into our water basin underneath where we work. And I just realised how bad of an EPA problem that's going to be. And I might not want to be around when that happens because that could affect me because they'll get me to do the digging. And then, the hierarchy and chain of command, they'll bite the manager's head off, the owner's head off, and the person that did its head off. So... yeah, I'm not into that. Being blamed for stupidity. So, fuck them.
You're the small guy.
Soon. Yeah. But I've got 20 years experience and this company started this year. So,
go look up automated.
I escape before
go look up self-driving excavators and loaders.
Yeah, man, I've seen them. I've used them. I've used the remote control ones. Yeah.
Oh, no, there's self-driving ones now.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna take it easy, guys. See you later.
Doodles.